Okay, we're live. I'm in like what, 10 minutes early here. 10 minutes early. The old show used to be at 6 o'clock in the morning, so I figure 6:50 is okay. Having some fun. I'm wearing a shirt. I'm wearing two shirts. I got Mikey Arugula's Beatles shirt. I'm very elderly. The blood doesn't flow the way it should, so I get a little chilled even in summer. Though we got air conditioning here. My lovely better half is with me today, behind camera, but in support, which is what we appreciate. And good Sunday morning, everybody. Joey Callio, who may or may not join us later today, depending on what kind of sleep schedule, as they say in England, he had. Alice Cooper, the incredible, the Coop. Alice Cooper, when was this one? 1971, Cobo Arena in Detroit, right? Alice Cooper. What was his original band called? Spiders. I think the Spiders. They were called the Spiders, and Alice Cooper band. He's an interesting cat indeed. Yeah. He's got a Christian testimony, which I appreciate. But anyway, good morning, everybody. We'll see what kind of crowd we get in. Good morning, Rachel. It's Mark from Project Gemini. Holy smokes, in your secret identity is Marcus, the boy wonder. Let's open this show up on here, mute me, and take a look at what we got. Flat round of spin. You need a whatchamacallit. That is a mod. You need a wrench, kid. You need a spanner. Okay, so Marcus, that's good. Yeah, you got your thing go. Been to Kobo several times. Flat round of spin. Had the great pleasure of meeting Flat round of spin over at Harry Fest a couple of years ago. Can you imagine? It's already been a couple of years since we're in Seattle. And so it's been like 2 years since we got hit with the virus thing. We finally got the virus. Went down to Seattle. All my friends down there, of course, they're all, quadruple vax. They're all healthy and everything. And but I caught it from one of those kids. I've been to Kobo several times, so that's great. I've been to Kobo, but I've never been to me. Anyway, it's great to see one of my favorite boys. There's no such thing as a bad boy. Spring Hill Jim in the house, very talented young man. He loves his drums. He's a drummer. And I showed him a few weeks ago playing every day is like Sunday by the incredible Morrissey, late of the Smiths. What a story, the interesting story of the Smiths. It's another one of these bands where you have genius together. Johnny Marr, Morrissey. What's Morrissey's first name? All this stuff. Holy smoke. Archie Leach. That's Cary Grant's name. I saw that. Spring Hill Jim sent me a video with him and Invisible Ray, the huge Cockney talent that is Invisible Ray. My gosh. And then Beetle Babe was on there, and it was an amazing story she told. Apparently, Ringo sent his security guards out, or maybe Ringo didn't send him out. Maybe it's just protocol. She was just doing a selfie outside the gate. But they're pretty protective of old Ringo, after John and George had trouble. John critically, and George, maybe it contributed. He died of cancer, but I appreciate the support, Rachel. Well, I appreciate you, young buck, young English lad. We love England. Yorkshireman, Yorkshire Leeds, bloody Leeds. Morrissey's first name is Stephen Morrissey. Well, it's a lovely first name indeed. We watched a great show last night on London. It was on the Prime. It's just a little documentary series, a short 4-part series on the history of London, Londinium, as the Romans called it. And, we've been there. Richard Starkey is 85 years old tomorrow, July 7th, Ringo's birthday. Yeah, 85. It's crazy. This is the reality. Marge Simpson married Ringo in heaven. This is something I did not know, Andy. I did not know that. Vincent Whitehead, how the hell are you? Good to see you here, buddy. Welcome, everybody. The show's doing pretty good. Last week's, the last few episodes, we've been hitting 1,200. Now, in the old days, I could do 2,000 plus on a really big episode. I think the one where we did the torpedo, where Rob Walker torpedoed the VCUC, with the V-cut, the good ship V-cut, and we had Massey and Pretty Green Final Guy in the water. But there are still people out there that don't even know I'm back doing anything. As a matter of fact, I'm going to call up a friend right now because I'm just thinking about it. Yesterday's papers. Day's papers. I will leave him a comment on his latest videos. Okay, there he is. Boom. He did one 2 months ago, videos. When's his latest one? 2 days ago. You're fab. You're fab. You're fab. YP. I'm back every Sunday day for 3 hours. Join the madness. Rachel. Okay. And then I'll get my love. Whoops. Come here. Ankle. Emoji. Love heart. All right. I'm just talking to yesterday's papers. Your Fab YP. I'm back every Sunday for 3 hours. Join the madness. Rach. Shows at 7. Show starts 7 a.m. Pacific. Okay, he might get that, he might not. We'll see what happens. Boom. Anyway, he's fantastic. We love yesterday. And he had so much fun hanging out. It was always a pleasure to have him join us here because he's a big channel and he does such a professional job. And he's just like a lot of fun. 86, Ghost Town. Listen, liberal hero. Sorry, that's a forbidden word around here. It's 2 hours on Sunday, Rachel, for F's sakes. You know, we did 3 hours last week. I think we stayed extra because it was that good. We did a 3 hour one.
On Friday night.
Well, yeah, Friday night. But on this show here on Sunday, we did a 3 hour. If not last week, the week before, it was that good. Sometimes it depends what's going on with the show, right? What the vibe is, how everybody's doing. I did a very rare Patreon, a 3 hour Patreon. Normally those are 2 hour programs, but we pushed it a bit. I'm going, holy smokes. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a Patreon channel. You can support me financially by joining it. $5 a month USD. It helps. It helps. We like money, you know. Sing something for us, Ruttles. Well, we need money first. Right? John Lennon at the airport. The Beatles arrived 64. February 7th, 2 days later, right here on our show. Youngsters, newspapers all over the world. You know, but talk about these youngsters from Liverpool. Liverpool. I love the way they say Liverpool. I'm playing FC 25. Anybody got that game? It's a soccer game from EA Sports. It's in the game. It's in the name. And so I'm playing Liverpool. Of course, they just lost Diogo Jota from Portugal. Tragically, young guy, young buck, taken far too soon. Him and his brother in a car crash. Horrible. They had a big sports car, apparently. But anyway, very sad. They had the funeral, and, you know, it's a day of sorrow for Liverpoolians everywhere, and, of course, Portugal. But anyway, I'm playing the game, and they've got some girl. I don't know her name. It's like Susan something. And she's a girl soccer player, and I guess she's retired now. She's become a color commentarian, and she's kind of fun. And, Patreon is being ruined by increasingly frequent incidents of bullying. Rachel, holy shit, I can't believe it. Sarah, Raging Tomato, I love you. Get up here. Let's talk. Let's rock. Come on, Sarah, be my first guest. Come on, be an avatar for a bit. You don't have to stay long. Stay for 15 minutes or something. Let's play catch up with you and your great show. I love Sarah. I like supporting her. We talked about Sarah on the Patreon the other day. Anyway, we love Sarah, and I do. I'm a big fan. Tomato love. Steve is a fan as well. We love that. Scusi! Anyway, so I'm playing the game, and this girl sports announcer, she's a Liverpoolian. She's a Scouser in the pejorative. You know, they use it as a kind of a put-down name for the Liverpoolian accent. But it's so great. She's, the place on, oh, he's got the ball. He's showing so much composure. And I just love the way I just got, oh, he's got, I'm playing the game. I got my little clicker. I'm on my bike, dropping the pounds. By the way, folks, currently residing at a very slim 241 pounds. It's horribly obese. I can't handle it. 241 still too, I got a ways to go. I want to lose about 45. As Bruce Stern would say, you're not going to ignore me today, Governor. All right, that's so true. Holy smokes, you can wave, you can go away. Holy smokes, here she goes. We're going to get her up. She's a real girl. She's absolutely beautiful. People talk to me. They say, well, how come you have Sarah on? I said, she's so freaking easy on the eyes. My problem is I only get her up here in this avatar thing once.
Rachel, did you lose a bunch of weight or work out or something?
Yeah, I've dropped 63, 64 pounds, something like that, maybe more.
Wow. Yeah. I'm sorry, but you just look completely different.
I
And
know.
your hair is so long.
I'm slimming down.
I feel like I just saw you the other day on the show, on your political show, and I don't know. I feel like I wasn't paying attention enough or something.
You lost 68 pounds.
68 pounds.
Schnauzers.
68. So, I'm working to get down to my Butterfield 8 weight. Now, when I first trannied up, Sarah, I got to tell you, you have your dreams. And then you see a real girl like you, and you're just so gorgeous, and nobody can beat God at making girls. Jesus made Sarah and did such a good job. She's all cute and whatnot. And you know what's so funny? I finally got around to watching Suicide Squad with Harley Quinn and what's her name? Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
Margot
she's
Robbie.
so cute. And I go, oh my God, it's Sarah. It's like a little Sarah type human. And I just think it's so fantastic. And we just love you. Rach, you should celebrate by eating a double bacon cheeseburger.
Oh, a cheeseburger.
Wow.
You want a burger?
I'm on the X platform. Somebody posted a picture of a chicken McNugget with maggot larvae in it. And it was a whole string of it. And I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this to me? Now I'll be afraid to, eat my favorite.
Oh, goodness. Come on. All of our food is tainted in some weird way unless you're cutting that chicken's head off yourself. We just have to accept and embrace. If we're buying fast food, restaurant food, anything that's been distributed, it's going to have something gross in it.
Yeah. What's your position on MAHA? Make America healthy again. Are you into that, or do you think there's a bunch of nonsense? Please give me your DDT.
Now, I only just heard the MAHA term last night on the debate.
Wow. What was the topic?
Trump deportation. Somebody happened to mention MAGA, MAHA.
Trump. I love him. Don't deport my beloved president. That's horrible. What a topic.
No. It's Trump deportations.
I'm all in favor of that. I want to take Sue and our son, obviously a family. We got to go to Alligator Alcatraz because I want to get the tour.
You're going to turn it into a theme park?
It's fantastic. It's going to rival Disney World, no doubt. It'll outdraw Disney World. Oh, look, there's a little one swimming away there. Oh, why do the bigger gators go after?
Well, I saw videos of those of the prisons
of the facilities. Yeah,
El Salvador's prisons beat ours.
El Salvador is doing it right.
Advanced, beautiful, incredible.
Oh, a little cough. Hang on, take your time.
Really unbelievable programs.
Well, I like the outfits. Did you see the outfits? They had little jogging shorts and little red tops. I thought it was just horrible.
God.
Okay, Andy.
I think you've got the wrong guy.
Oh, that's right. I think you got the wrong guy. I think you're that's not Trumpy Bear. Trumpy Bear's doing good. Health through starvation. It's not starvation. I'll tell you what I'm doing, kids. You want to know what I'm doing. How do you drop the pounds? How do you drop the pounds in a healthy way? Well, I got to tell you, kids. I only have 2 meals a day, and I don't have any snacks in between. No more pasta, no more bread. I know it's a killer, but you can cheat once in a while if you feel like if you're struggling. You'll still hold water, you'll hold water for days. And 1 day a week, kids, I do a 24-hour fast, and it's easy breezy. because you're off the carbs, you don't have that carb craving.
Is it the carbs that are getting like that are really the if I may inquire, because I retain water. I retain water like it's my fucking job.
Well, yeah, hold on. Now listen, biological female friend. You're biologically predispositioned to do so. You know, like the guys are all skinny bros. You ever see a guy's leg, the skinny guys? They're just like sticks. You wonder how people can walk on that. Mm-hmm. A woman with a man's leg like that has to be anorexic. That's the only way a genetic female is going to get that.
Yeah.
So, you know, so here's the deal. You control the carbs. You kill the carbs. Get off that stuff. Eat the right carbs. Some carbs are better than not all.
Yeah, like fruit, like carbs from fruits, or I mean,
the sugar,
right? Yeah. Like, but it's natural sugars, right? It's not like I'm dipping into a bucket of sugar.
Yeah, no, the organs are doing great. This is all medically supervised on the up and up. There's no chemicals. It's just natural. I have my radishes. I have cucumber. I've got pepper.
Did you do any type of like cleanse, like a detox?
Oh yeah,
to help?
Yeah. No, you know what I was doing? I was already on the bike. Like I was starting to exercise, and I just jumped in. It went in totally great. It's not extreme at all. It's very relaxed. You only need 2 meals a day, and if you're not hungry, go by your gut. If you're not hungry, then don't eat. You know, there's no rule that says you have to go out and have a third meal. The old rule, and remember, keep this in mind too while we're on the health topic, boys and girls, is the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, they come out with all these guidelines, the food pyramid, and they change these things every 10 years or so. And then they come up and they say, oh, bread healthy, meat not healthy. Eat meat.
I love meat. I'll eat meat all day.
You know, you got these,
and there's no carbs in it.
You got the incisor teeth for a reason, kids.
Yes, ma'am.
We're carnivores.
Yeah, and actually, like the lettuce, the greens are terrible on your digestive system.
Yeah.
Not to say you shouldn't eat it, but it's terrible on your digestive system.
Yeah. I don't think Barron Trump would even apply at Harvard. Harvard's a leftist thing. It's getting all its funding pulled. It's a commie outlet. Harvard's lost any credibility. It once had Ivy League. You know, everybody thought they were the greatest thing. Now it's just you got Pocahontas going in. Fucking what's her name? Elizabeth Warren. She goes in and she writes on her application she's an Indian. Indians look like this. They don't look like fucking Elizabeth Warren, blue-eyed blondie. Okay, no offense, sir. No offense. You know, you would have a difficult time passing as an American native.
Dang it!
You would
I'm just going to use that on my next application too.
I think I got a good shot at it. And that would be because I am at least 1/4 Native. 1/4 Native. Can you imagine? My dad was like half Native American. My God. Yeah,
you got them high cheekbones too.
And of course, that comes from the tribal. You know, that's the thing. I'm my tribes are like I'm a Cree, not Cree like in Captain Marvel from Marvel comic books. Cree, that's kind of cool. I'm Captain Marvel of the Cree. No, I just a Cree Plains Indian. I'm actually a Woodlands a Cree, which just sounds like a little elf. Like I'm a little. Adorable and cute, pixie-like, you might say.
You know, women are filling their cheekbones to look like yours. So
look at this. If I just pull it back a bit. No. So anyway, here's the deal. Okay, hold on, Rishi. Let's talk about this. I don't like where the conversation's going. I fear they're going to start comparing stool snacks. If so, don't be out.
I'm happy.
It's medical. It's medical.
Let's talk about our stools. We can do that.
I talk about stools. I saw a great little video up here in the Great White North of Canada. I guess it was one of our newcomers from a third world country, and he was like washing his ass in the public pool. There's mom and the kids, and there's this guy, and he's just reaching down, grabbing more pool water. A lot of chlorine there to take out any poo-poo problems.
Oh,
And the
goodness.
guy's just working away in there, and he seemed so happy at the end of the day. I believe he had all the poo-poo out, and it was in the pool. So I thought that was great. Okay.
Impressive. I know summertime, parents are a little more relaxed on the regiment, and I am definitely one of those parents that do so. And if
Yes.
my kids, like, well, when they were younger, if they were at the pool all day,
Yeah.
right, and it's like, do you really need a bath at this point? I think it'd be all right.
Yeah.
You know,
Go.
chlorine cleans you off. You'd be okay.
The chlorine, okay, but lately we also had another incident here in was it Nanaimo or was it in Sydney at the Sydney pool? Where remember a kid dropped a log like in Caddyshack?
Ew.
In that case it was like an O. Henry bar or something. It was like a chocolate bar, and I don't know. It was one of them chocolate. We got O. Henry in Canada. You guys got O. Henry bars? Let me know. O. Henry. What's the big one that looks like a little poo? What?
Oh, Henry.
Yeah, in Canada, but what has America got? That would be the equivalent.
Snickers.
Maybe a Snickers.
No.
But it was a long Snickers.
A Tootsie Roll.
Oh, Henry.
It wasn't a Tootsie Roll, but I love Tootsie Rolls. I got to tell you something, Sarah. I'm so elderly. Keep in mind, I was born in the 1950s. So 100 years ago when I was born, they up here in Canada, we had Tootsie Rolls. Like you could buy a Tootsie Roll. But what we didn't have up here were Tootsie Pops.
Oh.
Tootsie Roll, you had a Tootsie Pop. And so America had some candies and stuff, but we got American television. We had like 3 channels in those days. And we'd watch on Saturday morning. It was Mighty Mouse would be on, and Bugs Bunny and Bullwinkle. Well, Bullwinkle and Rocky kind of showed up on Sunday. But nonetheless, it was Saturday morning, and you watch the cartoonies.
Was Bullwinkle and Rocky allowed in Canada? Because that was an American cartoon, wasn't it?
Yes, it's a totally American cartoon.
Absolutely. But they were the Canadian the
Dudley Do Right.
Yeah, Dudley Do Right.
Yeah, it was totally American creation. We love the fact that Canada gets noticed at all. We're like a shy. I'm not, but the country as a whole, it would be very self-conscious and almost timid. So when the Americans like a wallflower,
probably because Canada is like the shove off from Europe. You're kind of like the those folks over there.
Yeah, well, there's a middle ground. Okay, there's an old movie in World War II, I think, called The Fighting Hellcats or something, and it's got like Claude Atkins. It plays an American guy. I remember Claude Akins. I wasn't in PJ and the Bear, but anyway, Claude Akins is there. He's an old actor. He's been around forever. He's gone now. But he was in this war movie, and there was an American team, and it all took place at a Canadian camp. And then there was the British crowd coming in. And so this guy goes, so what's with you Canadians? What's with you? What are you? And he goes, well, we're kind of half English, and we're half American. We're kind of in the middle. We're the middle group, right? Because we got a lot of Americanisms, and then we got a lot of Britishisms. Like we spell everything with the extra U. But I got rid of that a long time ago. And well, that's not entirely true. If I'm talking to a British friend, I'll use the U for them, or a Canadian, I'll put in If I'm talking American, there's no way I'm adding a U. And because when in Rome is kind of my feeling about it all. But anyway,
so when are you guys gonna pick one?
Oh, it's going to be picked for us. Right now, Canada is under tremendous economic pressure from the United States. Trump just found out that we've been stealing all your fish.
Oops.
We've been stealing all your fish on the East Coast. So because we've been stealing all your fish, Trump's now aware of it. So we aren't going to have fish no more. You'll take our fish. America's so strong. And we have this idiot. We got a new prime minister. I don't know if we got a new guy, Mark Carney. He's a Bank of England guy. He's got passports for 3 countries. Yeah. I think Canada may or may not be one of them, but he's running the show right now. And he's doing this thing, elbows up like in hockey. Give a guy an elbow. Get some movement, right? Great. So back off, Trump. We're elbowing you out. So all our liberal heroes, okay, let's call them liberal heroes up here, got all behind it, excited about this guy. He's going to show Trump. He's going to get him. Well, of course, so we have this digital service tax. Now, this was Canada controlling media. They don't want the X platform. They don't want YouTube. They don't want Restream. They don't want StreamYard. They don't want anything America coming into Canada, because otherwise we're going to be influenced and think for ourselves.
Oh, darn.
They want to tell us what to think. They got their own thing called, what's it called? Gander. I'll take a gander at it. Their own social media platform. But Trump said, okay, motherfuckers. Well, he didn't say that. He does drop F-bombs, but he didn't say that. But he did say, drop that digital service tax on Netflix and Prime and all those American countries, our tech companies, or I'm not going to talk to you. And so he stopped talking to Canada.
Oh,
so you wait 3 days. He goes on Fox News with Maria Bartiromola. He goes on with her, starts talking to Maria, and he goes, well, we're just going to send a letter out July 9th. And if you're not signed on board with a contract with us at this point, right, a treaty and negotiation trade agreement, then I'm just going to arbitrarily drop 25% on you, and we'll have done like that. So that's really incredible. And so Carney obviously saw this, and people saw say, we better do something. We're in deep doo-doo. He dropped the digital tax, which actually helps the Canadian taxpayer, and it gives us more freedom. So we don't have to, and I wouldn't have got it anyway. I would have just left social media entirely. Mm-hmm. But because of that, now I'm still allowed to go, Carney's an idiot, and fuck Canada, and yay, USA. So I'm allowed to do that. So that's a beautiful thing. Now, you want to know how good our president is doing? Because 51st state, that's happening. We're going to America. I'm very excited about 51st state. And I'm
Wait, you are officially?
Yeah, what?
Canada's becoming
American? Just wait for it. It's not official yet.
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did that happen? Did I miss it?
in my little brain, it's okay. So what's going on is Jinping. Remember him, Jinping?
Yes.
Jinping. He's the president of China, the Communist Party. He's gone AWOL. Trump just signed a deal with China, and the king of China, let's call him a king, everybody. The king of China's gone. Nobody knows where he is. He was supposed to be at a BRICS. This is Brazil, Russia, India, China organization, counter economic sphere to the American greenback, right? The petrodollar. And so this is just absolutely amazing news. So Jinping is showing up on milk cartons all over China. Where's Jinping? Where's our leader? He's gone. He's just gone. And so some people are thinking maybe he's leaving the country. Maybe he's protecting himself. The guns may be out from the hardline commies that want him done. Because China, my liberal heroes go, China owns Trump. Well, Trump just owned China to such an extent that the president of China is in hiding. He's just gone. And the reason he's gone is because he caved to all of America's demands. America is winning. You know, you guys gained $122 billion under Trump's tariffs.
Did we really?
Even the leftist media is reporting on it.
The tariffs aren't going to work. The tariffs aren't going to work.
Now, the new thing, here's the new one I'm just laughing my head over. Elon Musk has started the America Party.
What the hell's the America Party?
The America Party, well, it's kind of, he doesn't like the way Republicans drag their heels, and we agree with them. MAGA, we agree, make America great again. We agree with them. But, you know, this dragging heels, that's just the nature of the swamp. We know it's there. We're fighting it. Just be patient, Elon.
Yeah.
He's on the spectrum. He's excited. He wants to do his thing. So we're allowing that. But he's starting to say really dumb things. So all the Republicans are freaked out, and they're all going, he's going to split the Republican Party. But he's already come out. Yeah, of course not. He's going to hurt the Dems, and here's why. He's already come out with, he wants a carbon tax. He wants a carbon tax. You know what taxes are to MAGA? They're anathema. They are accursed. They are accursing. We don't like them. We say no to taxes because they, you know, what goes with our tax dollar? We got to help the Ukraine. Let's give our tax dollars over there. So nobody wants to do that. We want our money here to where it's going to do the most good. And I just love it. So Trump is doing absolutely amazing things. So now with this carbon tax that Elon wants, no patriot is going to go for that. Number two, he's just come and gone. He goes, look, full disclosure, I am a socialist. Karl Marx mentioned the word socialism 44 times in the Communist
Elon said this?
Yeah. So he goes, but not the kind, I'm the real socialist, not the kind you see in the third world countries.
Oh, Lord.
So by doing these leftist talking points, he also wants to put controls on assault rifles.
That's the one thing you're not going to touch is
Second Amendment. So now he's talking around. So I'm just sitting here looking. I go, holy shit. So I'm thinking this is all purposeful. I think this is devised. I think Trump's in on it. And it's going to hurt the Dems because all he's doing is espousing commie talking points.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So the left is going to he's going to draw some of the left because, who have they got? Ocasio, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. That's all they got. And Ilhan Omar married her brother. I'm an American now, got to marry my brother. Anyway, who does she think she is? From Tennessee? Sorry, Tennesseans, just joking. Anyway, so holy smokes, them's fighting words there, Canuckian. But anyway, so this is all great. What is this wee shit, Canadian? Listen, 51st state, our beloved president. We love him. Hang on. Here we go.
What would be the benefits of taking on Canada? Like how?
Well, here's the problem. Canada is compromised by the Chinese. Another story just broke with Canada being we've got a mole working in the Canadian government right now, identified by CSIS as feeding information to China. Now, Dan Poncino, deputy for the FBI, right? He has come out and said that China is throwing influence into our politicians. In fact, Mike Pompeo said the same thing. He gave a big speech to America's governors, like in Trump's first term. Said, look, we know Chinese agents are talking to you people. We have all the communication, okay?
Wow.
Straighten up and fly right, okay? We don't want you being compromised. So I want the Epstein files released ASAP. I want them out. I want them all out.
Canada sounds like it just constantly needs to be babysat.
Well, Canada's trouble because we're kind of a body that's sitting there that foreign interests have played and bought off. So all our politicians are bought off. The World Economic Forum. So we had 11 of our MPs, members of parliament, that is a Canadian counterpart to a governor, okay, a state governor. So we have 11 governors, if you will, compromised by China in Canada. That's where the money goes. And then they vote the way they want. They can buy up property in Canada. They can influence elections. And they've already had it in the last election. So Canada is right for the taking. Trump will not allow a communist-controlled nation on its northern border. And of course, all the leftist policies we have up here with the taxation, the control, this digital tax that we're going to have essentially would have shut down all American voice into Canada to the population, right? Canada's government would have controlled, said, you're going to listen to this, you're not going to listen to that. Here, don't play with Facebook and YouTube and all that. Here's the thing called Gander that the Canadian government made for you. You play with
I see. And that's exactly how China runs it. Like it's like no outside propaganda, outside influence, that's exactly how they run.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. So Trump's not allowing, he's putting the big squeeze on, right? The big squeeze. Canada also has a lot of control. We had like a 400% tariff on dairy for the United States coming into Canada. So the U.S. dairy didn't even have a foothold in Canada. You couldn't get a toehold here. The dairy corporations control everything. And in fact, there are photos of our farmers, dairy farmers, pouring milk out because they have a quota. You're only allowed to put out this much product.
What?
You can't do willy-nilly. Yeah, it's under massive control. So Canada's a lot like this. She's gone full retard today. Well, listen. I'm just letting you know what is, kids. I know it may hurt your feelings, but that's the reality of it. So anyway, so this is where we find ourselves. America is exploiting Canada for all the best hockey players. Kind of true. We get these Canadian kids like Bobby Hull, legendary Bobby Hull, Chicago, #9 Chicago, goes down, plays for Chicago, has a kid down there called Brett Hull. Next thing you know, Brett Hull's playing for the U.S., representing the United States. Ray Bork, his kid, USA. A lot of these Canadian players go down, play for American teams, get married to American babes. Like you're an American babe. And then they have little American kids. And then those little kids, because they got a Canadian papa who plays in the NHL making some money, now I want to play hockey too, Papa. All right, Junior, here's your stick. But we live in Arizona.
And your dental plan.
Yeah, away we go. Okay. Canada has potash deposits. Only 3 countries in the world have large deposits. It's needed for fertilizer for all the food on the planet, plus rare earth minerals. That's what makes Canada a value to the U.S. and Chinese. Well, also the fact that, I mean, if you have an antagonistic nation on your border, remember the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1960?
Yeah.
Well, you don't.
I mean, I don't remember, but I remember reading about it in school.
Yeah, not true. Fred, I got bad news. I got to de-wrench you. There's been a request made. You were so good with a wrench. I thought you were one of our best. But tragically, Fred, Loki, I hope you're happy. We have done as you have requested. Fred is de-wrenched. Go ahead, Sue, speak to him. Fred, I'm so sorry. I do apologize.
It seems sad that you do have to de-wrench Fred when the person that wanted them de-wrenched left to not watch the stream tonight.
Well, you know,
protesting the stream.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
I know.
How many fucks do I give? Does 0 mean anything to you at all? 0 fucks given. I thought you were going to take care of all this soon, Rachel. He's back for a sec.
He's back.
I just took care of it for you, Loki. Settle the hell down. Keep an eye on Fred. Make sure they're not timing him out. Yeah. Because the only way I want him timed out is if he fucks up and says some stupid shit. But if he's just given an opinion without attacking anybody, he's good to go as far as I'm concerned. Different world, Sarah, the old show. Because I'm only here 1 day a week, it's not the same as it used to be. It's a lot more relaxed. And, I just come in and have some fun.
You let your hair down.
Yeah, it's I don't worry about it, right? I got my own little Patreon and, and that's really what this is. It's one big fucking commercial for the Patreon. So come and drop by. Also, we're going to activate the coffee thing again. I guess we had deactivated it.
I'll get that.
And but we're going to get that going because I know you want to help a little bit.
Send eggs, everyone.
Yeah, send me an egg. Hola from Spain. Hola. You don't pronounce the H. Hola from Spain. So Pete Down UA is on his way over to his beloved Germany. And where he's going to see family. But he's dropped off in Spain. I think that's fantastic. Fred is fucked? No, Fred isn't.
Oh, poor Fred.
I guess it's going. Buy me a coffee. So if you don't want to join Patreon, but you want to give a token of, hey, Rachel, you're okay. Thanks for doing TV shows. Then boom, there it is. Just drop an egg. And I'd appreciate it. It could be any amount too. It could be $1, $2, whatever the hell you want, right?
Send all the bucks.
Send the bucks. So, but anyway, Sarah, I just love you. Your show's doing great. I love the fact that you're tackling some religious topics of late. That always warms my cockles. You had some Mormon thing going. I thought that was a little way out there with Joseph Smith and his peepstones. So like some of these questions I can kind of answer as an evangelical. I go, oh, that's kind of full of bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, the Mormon one was by request. So yeah. I'm kind of like, okay.
Yeah, you did it. I mean, it's okay. Get it out there. And then people can see what it's about and what it is. A lot of people don't really pay much attention to these things.
Mm-hmm. Actually, in the Mormon that came on the first time, he was so nice and so easy to work with.
Yeah.
He's actually having me on his show tonight for a little interview about blood sport debates. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to.
Wow.
I mean, it's interesting to see the different kids. This is what I love, right? This is the crux of my show are the different networks and groups of people and different communities and all of those things. And it's just very heartwarming to see, even though he came on for a debate and obviously his religion was being attacked, but he was so freaking nice about it. And didn't take offense. He was like, yeah, no, we could talk it out. It works.
My thing with Mormonism, it's established in 1832. It's extra biblical, so it has revelation outside the Bible. And
Mm-hmm.
then it misinterprets the Bible that they do have. So, like, for example, the Lamanites, you know who the Lamanites are? Have you ever had a laminated tabletop? The Lamanites, I may be saying it wrong. It's been a while since I looked at all this. Lamanites were a bunch of people that lived south of the American border, because to them, Jesus shows up in America, right? And the 12 tribes are in America. It's all very U.S. centric. So maybe therein lies some of the appeal. But so these Lamanites, they get cursed with black skin. Like, uh-oh. And they had to change the rules because it became kind of politically inconvenient so that the people with the black skin couldn't come into their heaven, their idea of it. Their heaven is like you get your own planet. You get to rule a planet, which I think is great fun. Anyway, so it's just kind of crazy. If Joni,
I want my own planet. Why can't I have my own planet?
You can't have. Well, you can. There used to be a thing in like the 30s where you could buy a star, a planet, for $5 or.
Oh, I remember that.
$2. You could buy a piece of the moon. They sold pieces.
Yeah,
Of,
you can name like it always comes out around Christmas and Valentine's. Like you start seeing those commercials again of like buy them the gift that lasts forever.
You can be a Scottish laird. That was the most recent where they were selling land in Scotland, like a foot a yard in a forest in Scotland. Yeah. And then you could be Lord or Lady of the Manor, right? Yeah. Anyway, there's one pin every second. Okay, this is crazy. Leland Finstag in the house. Oasis. I love Oasis. Many don't. I do. Oasis reunited, and Black Sabbath had their last show within 5 days. What a time to be alive. What a time. Well, it's the twilight of the gods. Rock and rollers, full disclosure, we've lost. Half the Beatles are gone, for the love of God. I mean, talking about perspective. Too much fucking perspective.
I mean, I would even say like rock and roll. I mean, I haven't really heard, I mean, not that I've been paying attention, but like new rock groups and songs, I'm just not seeing any coming out. It's either new country music, new pop music, and that's, or like new the folky Americana style. But I'm just not seeing any big rock bands come out that have like shocked the masses.
Here's a great thing for you, Sarah. I love this question. Sue, the tomato person, she's a girl, so you feel free to go. The lovely Sarah, girl, real girlfriend, love. Tomato person shouldn't get a ranch either. She's part of an extremist, white supremacist manosphere subculture. I feel like I'm going to tell you right now, you're wrong, okay? Don't judge a girl because she's white, okay? If I were white, I'd love her just as much as you. But the thing is, it's okay. You don't have to apologize for being white, Sarah.
I don't know why Loki is so hell-bent on the man. Like, I am not the manosphere. Okay. That's where I started, was in the manosphere, but it was only because of that's just the channels I was
young, you needed the money.
Yeah. Well, no, not even that. Like, that's just kind of where I started as a panelist, was in like Playing with Fire, because he hosted a dating like the online speed date thing, and then that's just kind of the circle I started in. And of course, like that obviously pulled to my screen when I started doing my live streams, because those people knew me from all of those other places. But we've like I made a point to leave the manosphere, and I think I've done a pretty damn good job. So Loki, you gotta move forward, buddy. You gotta move forward. I am a debate platform now.
Yes.
And we allow the voice of many to be on screen and share their opinions and battle it out. I'm actually the opposite of supremacy anything, because I allow the voices. So fuck you, Loki.
Okay. Sorry, Loki. That being said, Sarah's really giving it to you.
And Loki, I don't need a wrench to establish power here.
Yes. Say about that. So wrenches are all overrated anyway, Logan. The only reason we have them so you kids can put a link into your show and go, here's my TV show. And Sarah, I offer that to you. Are you able to put a link into your TV show? And if you can't do it, then Sue will happily drop a link for you.
Oh, I'm on the cellular at the moment, but it's okay. They know where to find me. I'm not worried.
Well, It's Sarah, the raging tomato is the proper thing. I know she dropped the raging. You're just Sarah Tomato. Are you not as raging anymore?
I mean, I just do that when I'm quickly jumping on somebody's because StreamYard has the app, so it's automatically connects and does all that for me.
Yeah.
But Restream, like it's like you restart every time you jump on
Do
a
they?
link.
Because I just put in Rachel's Ghost and away I'm Rachel's Ghost every time. You know,
Hmm.
it's just kind of locked. I'm locked in as that. I
They,
don't know.
they know who I am. They know
They
who I
know
am. I don't have to.
who she is. Robbie, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome from Detroit.
Actually, we hit 11K last night. Once that debate kicked off,
Whoa, talk to me. What do you mean 11K? Talk to me about this.
subscribers, we hit.
11,000 people are following you now,
Mhm.
Tomato.
Yeah.
My God, that is fantastic and so well deserved. So
Thank
well
you.
deserved, absolutely. Because you put out a hell of a good product. You got some good people, and very few people that you have on that I actually go, oh my God. You know, there's a couple. Some of the guys are a little too much testosterone for me, but I'm a
Yes.
tranny, so it
Or
goes.
maybe they need more testosterone to
There is
balance
that
them out.
too. There you got that group as well. So you know, but it's everything. It's a real melting pot over there. You got a lot of people.
It
So
really is.
you know, but you do interesting topics. So now, what is the next topic coming up for you on the show? So the kids have a head up.
So obviously, I do that interview tonight, so that's not really me hosting. But Monday night, Andrew wants to bring back that enemy Charlie, the young lady that was on last Monday for the land debate. And wants to continue. It's not necessarily. It's not going to be a debate Monday night. It's open dialogue. He just wants to have he thinks he can convince her, but he doesn't want to do it in a I'm trying to convince you kind of way. So I just marked it as open dialogue. I'm sure it's going to go between the ethics systems, feminism. I'm sure it will dive into the concepts of, like Christian morality, so on. It's because it's when they got into that land debate last Monday, they trudged down a lot of different rabbit holes and couldn't really find conclusion. Obviously, it's a timed scenario. But so it is just marked as open dialogue, and
Okay,
I'm
I love the
simply
whole idea. Now, what's this land debate? What was the idea? Like, we should give the
uh,
land. Who wants land?
taking land by force immoral. That was the prompt.
Oh,
So they obviously went down the force doctrine that Andrew speaks to a lot. Might is right.
that's destiny, America.
Yeah, they went down like, well, if if this little tiny third world country off the beaten path is doing things that we wouldn't agree with, would you feel the need to forcefully take over and reset their system? And she's
Yeah.
like, well, what they're doing is immoral, right? It's like, okay, well, according to who? Right. And then you like now it's just, oh, it's beautiful. It's
I
beautiful
like
how
it.
the
It's
line of
very
logic
interesting.
runs.
Yeah, and Andrew, I mean, say what you will about Andrew Wilson, but he's an interesting guy. He's an intelligent guy, and he brings his own spin on things, and he's always entertaining. And that's the bottom line. At the end of the day, all of us here on YouTube, if you're not entertaining, then you're failing the mission statement on some level.
Mhm.
I don't know. We talked about you last night that they're such in the vinyl community. They're so anal retentive. They just want their fucking records. Like, oh, look at oh, look at that. It's a tiny little record, little kids. Oh, I want to hold your hand too, friends. But so they go, oh, it's a record. Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. And I just that kind of tunnel vision, myopic worldview. I can't do a channel based on that. So I've always done all sorts of different topics, different things interest me, and whatever
Well,
it may
because you're very well versed, Rachel, and you're like everything about everything, and you can have the conversation about different topics, and you have a strong opinion already built in place, and you are willing to defend it.
be.
And that's where that piece comes in. So the vinyl community, if they're happier showing their records, it's because, they don't want to get into the strong opinions, or maybe they can't defend it. I'm not going to insult them, right? And there are niches for a reason because that's what they want to do. I agree with you though. I wouldn't be able to just stay in one place.
Yeah, you're the same way. Your show is very Renaissance oriented. They talk about like the Renaissance man, which is kind of what because you're all over. We'll talk about feminism. We'll talk about religion. We'll talk about politics. We'll talk about social issues, boys and girls, and everything in between. And you do a whole bunch of stuff, and it makes it interesting. So it's a great show. If you're interested in a broad range of topics, folks, head over to Sarah, the Raging Tomato. She's not just a tomato. She can rage. Don't get her mad at you. You'll feel the wrath. You'll feel the wrath. So I just love you, Sarah, and I'm so glad you popped up for a bit.
Yep.
We could have a little talk and touch bases with you.
I love it. I'm gonna I have to head out here in 20 minutes to go pick up my youngest who spent the weekend at Pop Pops.
And you're a working mom on top of everything else. A working mom. Who doesn't love a working mom?
Yeah, I'm a double time working mom between the 9 to 5 and the 9 to 4 a.m.
I say this, Frank, I want to see Sarah's pretty face. You got to go watch her show for that if you want that. I got to tell you one thing about Sarah. She always comes in, very kindly drops her shield for me just so I can make sure it's her, not some crazy impersonator. And she always looks so cute. You know how women in the morning with no makeup and they just get up and they go, "Oh, I look horrible." And then the guy just looks because the girls look so cute without the makeup and it's just God's natural beauty.
Yeah, Rachel's the only one that's seen me in my natural state.
Yeah, you look great. So everybody, can Sarah explain to me why I just asked this question? Okay, Rashi has a question. Can you explain why he would ask that question of why he wants an explanation for it?
Why he asked the question that he asked, asking a question.
He may be wanting you to
Do
question.
you ever stray into gossip?
Or
do you ever stray into gossip?
Wow.
I used to allow the drama sphere to enter my screen time. And we had fun with it, of course. But I have just kind of left all of that behind completely. And I focused, like, I might do a bonus stream every now and then. But overall, like, my sole focus is it's either moderator Monday, throwdown Thursday, or debate. Right. And because I've pinpointed my headway of where I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get caught up in that other hocus pocus crap and waste any time. Like, if I'm wasting time on a gossip or drama stream, then that means that's time I'm not spending getting more debates and more people set up or even sleeping.
Of our former gang, I think of Crispy Taters, Michelle, different people. How many of them are serving hard time right now? I'm very curious.
Can you put out a link?
Oh, okay. We're going to put a link. Holy smokes, Massey's there. I love Massey. Hang on, Mass. We got yeah. Anybody doing hard time, sir?
I mean, and that's the thing is like, dick me over and be an asshole and be stupid. Like, look at what happens. Like, you've lost access to not only me, but my show, my network, my connections, my people, that be like that. And I'm a Taurus, so I'm very stubborn. And once I make the decision to cut people out of my life, you will fall off the face of the planet forever and you no longer exist.
Yeah, I know what that is.
I'm a Taurus.
You know what I married? I married a Taurus type person.
I knew I liked Scoozy for a reason.
What's interesting, I'm a Pisces, so Pisces and Taurus. Apparently, I don't buy into all this. That's a good topic for your show, astrology. That's a good topic. But because I know something about. I used to be into it before I became a Christian. And everything I was kind of, I was absorbing all sorts of stuff that I shouldn't. Raccoon balls. What the hell? Raccoon balls. Do you know I can't play a raccoon ball nowadays without having the whole channel blocked? We don't want that. You got to keep her going. Anyway, I've thrown the link up for Massey. Well, let's see if we can get up here. We'll talk some rock and roll. We got Ringo Starr turning 85 years young tomorrow. This is nonsense. It's hard to believe. These kids were in their 20s. They show up on Ed Sullivan all those years ago. So where have all the flowers gone? Ladies and gentlemen, okay. Oh, what we got? Mark Lassman wanting to come in. Holy smokes. Well, we're not going to. Mark, I love you, but you can't come up.
Sorry, Mark. And while you're figuring that out, I'm going to make my exit. I still have to go brush my teeth and change my clothes. But thanks so much for asking me to come on, Rachel. I've
Love
missed.
you.
Your hours are all different now, so I don't know when I'm supposed to watch them.
Monday, Sunday. I show up every Sunday now at 7:00 Pacific, 10 a.m. your time. Like clockwork, it's a regular thing now.
And of course,
Okay.
the Patreon. She's a Patreon.
And the Patreon, of course.
Well, that's how I knew because my Patreon thing went off,
Yeah.
and I was like, What's my notification? And I looked, and it said Rachel's live, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll tune in.
Yeah.
So, but thank you so much for having me, Susie. I love you so much, Rachel. You look great. You look so
Thank you.
happy and chipper, and your hair looks amazing. I'm so excited to see it all long and pretty. But I love you guys so much, and I'm gonna make my exit.
Thank you, Sarah.
Wait,
Oh,
Wait,
go,
Sarah.
go,
Sarah,
go.
wait, before you go.
I just
Okay.
wanted to tell Sarah that she looked great when she got up to go to work this morning. So don't
Oh,
listen to
Mazzy.
her.
Mazzy. Holy
I know you put on those baggy pants. You had that Annie Hall.
Oh my God.
In the vest.
Well, I appreciate you loaning me your
Yeah.
sweatpants and your hoodie. That was
Exactly.
actually
We're
super
probably the
helpful.
same size. I'm taller, but we're about the same.
Yeah, we're
here.
probably the same
Yeah,
waist
I
size.
tested the mic.
Yeah.
All right. I love you
Okay.
guys. And bye, Mazzy.
Bye.
I'm
Bye,
going to make
Sarah. We love
coffee.
you.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, take your time. Go get your coffee. I'll put myself up top billing here. Well, what a show we've had. Sarah's been here. Wasn't that great? Loki, I know you come on tough with Sarah, but I know in your heart you don't have a mean bone in your body, and you love Sarah as much as all of us. And she's got a great show, and it's just been wonderful. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. Dave Edmonds, he's good. He was in, I like that, Teacher. He's in Rockpile. Good band. Oh my God, it's good to see everybody. Happy Sunday. Mazzy sent me a thing on John Lennon's Rolls Royce and the privy chat. And I've seen the car. I went walking by. I was walking down the street one day in Victoria when I was living there. And I looked in this garage and there was the Telltale Psychedelia yellow Rolls. I thought it was a replica or some guy had just done his car up to emulate it. That wasn't what it was. Mark Glassman, pumping vinyl. If you decloak, I'll have you up if you want to come up. Pumping vinyl. There's no such thing as a bad boy, but I don't want you in an avatar. Maybe you're going to show a penis or something. I don't know. I don't want to be exposed to as a young, vulnerable trans woman of color. Could be very hurtful. So anyway, just think about that. Take your time. And then, but when you get, you're feeling more encouraged to come up, Mark Glassman. Well, it's pumping vinyl. Come on, let's talk. Let's rap, as you young people like to say. The kids like to rap. His beloved aunt. It's so important you spell that properly, vinyl community. His beloved aunt had a beautiful Christian album. She was blind. And she passed early. Mazzy, have you fallen down?
No, I just can't my espresso.
Okay, I was very concerned. He's very elderly. He's having a shower now.
Oh, Rachel, we got a double decaf calf on the counter for Rachel.
You sound like Chad Kassam.
I did, I know.
You went into a Chad Kassam. VU Meters is here. Rich, I love you.
Did you see Chad Kassam on Mark Maron's podcast?
Okay, what happened there? How did that go?
It's an audio podcast. Mark Maron, What the Fuck podcast. He interviewed Chad. They talked about their old drug addiction days and moved on to records.
Now you are going full. What if we get William up pumping vinyl? I thought you kids were. Listen, we're the vinyl community. We're all about love, forget. We're passionate. Where's the intolerance coming from? Come on, vinyl community. Open your hearts. Let's move forward. How can we move forward if we keep, as Jethro Tull said?
Well, I had to skip the first 45 minutes of that fucking bullshit you
okay, hold on. Well, I didn't want to upset you. Holy smokes.
It woke me out. It woke me out. I had a cold sweat when I woke up.
Okay, we got breaking news. This is written by Mark Glassman, a.k.a. Pumping Vinyl, in the private chat. I'm shocked by what I'm seeing here. Jason Rojas shared a bed with Spring Hill Jim is the message that's coming across the wire here. Jason Rojas shared a bed with Spring Hill Jim is the message. I have my doubts whether that occurred. I don't think they were able to hook up. Mazzy, I bet he didn't tell Mark to shut the fuck up. That's
Mark.
right.
Which Mark? Oh, Mark.
You know, the guy, the podcast guy.
So that's literally the title of his podcast.
Rachel, that AI thumbnail with Ernest P. Worrell was so, I know. That was that, you know, I was just thinking, right? I thought, you know, you see, it's associative thinking, right? Rach, why did you take so long to get rid of that awful Sarah? She contributes nothing. She contributes a lot of outside the box stuff, which we all appreciate, Loki. And I know you do too. You're a Renaissance man, highly intelligent. They got together because he was on vacation with him. See, William, I love you, but you gotta stop fixating like this fixation thing. You should be focusing. Oh no, I'm going to help him out. You know, he's Jewish, part Jewish.
I thought Pumping Vinyl died.
No, he's still alive, but I'm trying to help him out. He's part Jewish, but I want to appeal to the Christian side of the family, his beloved aunt. Your aunt would be so disappointed in you.
But remember the
Alamo?
No, my loving cunt in the TV.
Yes, that's what I said. The spelling is so important when you talk about your beloved aunt.
That was
that's Larry David.
Larry David.
Larry David. I am listening to one of Mazzy's favorites, J.J. Cale.
Very favorite of mine. This was a gift in London. Rob Walker bought this for me. So thank you, Rob.
Yeah, and he owes you a thanks because it was because of you that he actually got his Mancunian ass over to Abbey Road Studios, London.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning. I love you. Look out. The only way Sarah could get outside the box is if she fell out of another bottle of that also awful Prosecco. She's always necking.
Prosecco.
Sorry for my.
Okay. Do you know about the differences?
No,
Rent at YP. He's here.
YP's here. Holy God.
Okay.
Yesterday's paper. We love you. We've missed you.
You know that. I just watched his July.
Yeah, 65. With the girl with thumbnail again. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, of course. Great job. I didn't comment, but
we love you. Yesterday's paper. It's YP. Okay, Mouse, go ahead. Let's just wax eloquent. You can address any political.
Well, no,
whatever makes you happy.
I don't come in for the politics.
I just want to please you. Whatever pleases
you. You should have your other channel. That you should not do that here because it just rage. It brings on the rage of everyone. But
well, you know what? I felt so sorry for Massey. Like at the end of last week, like I was in tears after the camera went. Massey left. And he was going, "Fuck you, Wolfie, fuck it." And then he did.
When people bring up bullshit, fake shit constantly, I tell you, I'm with Loki here more now than ever in his stuff. And Bill Codville reached out to me with a really lovely 4th of July message from Canada, and Marty reached out to me the other day, and. It's great to see, I was going to say Cosmic Brian, but Tokyo Brian on the road. He's on a road trip now, and he's in that little sidecar thing. I haven't watched them all, but I happened to watch one before I crashed out to sleep last night because the time difference. So, good morning, Robbie Detroit. Good morning, everyone.
Everybody loves you, Massey. We love you so much. And so many good things are happening. Ringo, 85, reflect, think, share. Impression, thoughts.
Wait, said of what? I was reading something.
It's okay. I'll refresh you. You're not 20 anymore. We both.
No, I was reading Loki's comment. What did you say?
Oh, don't read Loki. That would probably be a mistake.
All right.
Ringo's turning 85.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Tomorrow, right? Yeah, remember when Larry King had Ringo on?
Apparently, Jim, a record collector, is invited to the Peace and Love Ringo Day tomorrow in Hollywood.
Is Rob invited?
Why would he be invited? Jim's the press.
Okay, hold on. I'm starting to see more. Ever since Rob took over the Daily Show, there has been a rivalry building between you and Rob. I've noticed.
Oh, Rob and I get along. We do faux sparring.
It's not a real rivalry.
You and me do real sparring.
Yes.
With the bullshit fake shit you put up. But Rob and I, it's faux. It's like Rob can be an asshole, and but he admits it. So I like to spar with him.
I love pumping vinyl. Okay, let's make that clear. You know, there's no such thing as
I'd
a
rather
bad
pump
boy.
something else, but
He's well. Listen to what he's saying. He's going. I didn't know that. This is a rumor that Jason Russ. Why did pumping vinyl fall out with Jason Russ? That's crazy because they were so similar. But don't trust Jim. He's a fake friend. He's saying. I'm getting a warning. And then the other thing he says. Fuck you all. Fuck you all.
You know,
and then he goes, fuck the wax. He is very upset backstage right now.
This is the only place where I vent, to be honest with you.
Okay, I want you vent.
This level. I don't understand. I mean, I met Jason twice, and I enjoyed Jason. You know, I had good conversations. He's got this kind of passive little thing, and then he kind of sticks the knife in. I don't understand what went with me, like doing all these, you know, using me as the poster child for free records and going on like that. And he shows the same, you know, fucking records all the time. But he's a good collector. I never disparaged him before, and so I don't understand his thing. But if you're watching Jason, I just don't understand it. And, you know, I have no animosity towards you.
Well, no, you know, I think Jason, for the most part, I mean, what does he care, right?
Maybe it's stick. Maybe it's a stick, but if it's a stick, it's not funny stick.
I don't think it's stick. I don't think he dislikes you. I don't see that. I think
I don't care about disliking me. It doesn't matter.
I don't think he does. And I don't think he particularly dislikes me either. I think who he dislikes is Rob. Honestly, I really do. I think that's where it is.
A lot of people dislike Rob. And the thing is, I like Rob a lot. But I totally understand why people don't like Rob, okay? And I've told them that. So here we go.
Here's something you know about. Can you read this?
Rachel, can I ask everyone if they would buy me a super expensive camera because I'm going on holidays? I know what he's talking about.
What's he talking about?
I don't want to. That's not for me.
Tokyo Brian asked for an expensive camera.
What? Tokyo Brian asked for an expensive camera? Holy smoke.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
Okay, we got a question here. Holy smokes. What's Mazzy's problem with Michael Ricefield? What is your problem with Michael Ricefield? Is there what? Rob, I was on the road. We're live right now.
Rachel, I'm spreading the message of our Lord and Savior.
Holy Rob, this is fantastic. Be careful. Oh my God. He's back. Praise the Lord. He's okay, everyone.
You know, okay. Answer your question quickly before Rob comes in.
Yeah, because this is Spring Hill Jim. I mean, this is
the thing about Ricefield. I have to experience it myself.
Hold on, Mazzy.
Uh-oh.
Please realize where this question's coming from. Okay. It's coming from a troll who's palsy-walsies with all the morons.
That's okay.
I don't understand. Right? It's not okay. You're entertaining.
You can answer what I want to answer, Rob.
But it doesn't matter. All right, Mazzy. Why do you get a boner when people ask you about this stuff? That's my question to you. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, all you're doing is entertaining a troll.
Holy smokes, I got the real final.
Okay, Rob, your problem is
Mazzy. The Spring Hill Jim made a video doxing where I work and then I don't know what he was trying to do. So you tell me, is that okay? No, so you entertaining a dumbass, you entertaining a dumbass question from a guy who's, I don't know what he's up to, but he's displayed in the past that he's a piece of garbage. Okay?
Okay, first of all, Rachel read the question. I have no idea who asked the question. I didn't read the question.
A guy that's claiming to be William, but William, the real William, William is here.
First of all, I don't know who. I didn't know who asked the question, and it's not.
Also, fuck this guy off the screen, Rachel.
He's my friend. I will not allow that.
He's not.
Hey, you know, I'll come back. I'll give Rob and Matthew 5 minutes.
Have this dumbass fuck off.
Back, William, bless you. We're going to talk about your aunt's record. I want to talk about that record. Hard to find.
Well, wait for me at least, okay?
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk to you for when you come back. You did a good video on it. I'm hearing good things.
Rob, I'm calm now, Rob. The one thing I dislike about you. I like you, but I dislike when you.
I dislike you when you try to mansplain to everybody.
Exactly. When you tell others how they should feel or react about other things.
No. I'm not telling you how to feel.
Yeah, you say I should ignore that guy.
No. Right. I'm telling you that it's bad. It's a bad action. It's not good for you.
According
I'm giving you advice.
According to you.
No. Hey, everyone in the peanut gallery.
You speak for
everyone.
Chime
in on this?
I just made a video.
More people than you do.
I made a video the other day of all these wankers that talk about, well, we don't want that from Bruce, or we don't want that Beetle box. Oh. Don't ever say we, okay? You speak for yourself.
We don't want Mazzy to mansplain. We.
All right. Go have fun at church
Now, Rob, where are you headed to? Where are you going? Is it Orange County?
Rachel, I just got in the car and I started driving. I don't know what.
Do you know what? You're probably on your way to the Orange County Record Show. If you get anywhere near,
that was last week, Rachel.
Are you anywhere near Orange County? Because the Crystal Cathedral's got to be just a block or two away.
No,
Robert Scheller, he was so positive.
I'm going to the Pasadena flea market, Rachel.
Pasadena flea market? That's like saying the Hascawana Hat Company. That's one of the best bits of all time. My brother died at the Hascawana Hat Company. Boom. That's a classic. Massey, do you remember the Hascawana Hat Company bit from Abbott and Costello?
Oh, I've up until you reminded me, I vaguely remember.
It's a classic. It's everybody has a negative experience with Hascawana Hat Company.
Hey,
I have no hat.
Is this one of your go-to subjects to change the subject?
Rob, in a time of increased turmoil and what a beautiful cover. Massey, talk about it. Let's see.
I don't know. It just arrived yesterday. I haven't even opened it.
Okay, well, who are we looking at there, Massey?
Brian Wilson.
And what's the name of the magazine?
Record Collector News.
Right. And who does the Record Collector News?
Which one? The one in England or the one in LA?
The only one that counts.
That's Jim, our friend Jim. Yeah. Jim, Record Collector News.
There goes Mazzy again, mansplaining. No one knows the other Red magazine, Mazzy.
Okay.
The other one, oh God, the other one's been around forever. You're a new record collector, Rob.
Okay.
Record collectors.
Kind of hurtful.
Record collectors know of Record Collector News, the British magazine.
Rachel, can I say something?
Yes.
I understand why Jason Rojas hates Mazzy.
Okay. Just because of you, Wax, I'm going to be really, really nice to William today.
Yeah, absolutely. I want that. Listen, we have been through hell together as a family, and William's family, for the love of God.
Hey, William,
I love this kid.
William,
go ahead, Matt.
Can you meet me at noon at South Center Mall? We can go to the hat shop and we can hang out.
I got my gear on.
Rachel, Rachel, as a family, can we put him in an institution? Isn't that what families do?
Yeah, you can if there's a problem. But he's a good boy. Remember, Rob, you know my philosophy. No such thing as a bad boy. Jim, William, who is impersonating you in the private chat under the name of Mark Glassman?
There's some weird stuff going on. So there's the current anti-William team right now.
Okay, tell me who's involved with that.
Yeah, I wonder how that came to be. I wonder how there's an anti-William team.
What?
How'd that happen?
Good job, Rob.
Okay, we're going to work.
I wonder.
Rachel, put those two up top.
2 years ago, when someone just stumbled and failed into this enterprise, this nonsense of YouTube,
Rob,
and made enemies of everyone. I wonder how this happened. Rachel, this is a travesty.
All right, now.
Don't tell your own jokes on yourself, Rob.
This is a great day. We're all together. We're having fun. Rob's on the way to
Rachel, it's great. I can't stop driving. That's how crazy it is.
Hey, can we
You're
all get
on your way to Pasadena.
Rob, why are you yelling?
To a flea market. Is that right, Rob?
Yeah, he's going to Pasadena one.
Do you want my friendly recommendation here?
Yeah, I'm
okay. I like this. This is kind
Okay.
I like this.
For you to stick your thumb up your butt.
Oh,
I don't need your advice, Billiam.
I think William is being very kind, and he's going to offer you a good suggestion, Rob. Now, let's not get our ego going. We know you have a great channel with a lot of viewers, but William is working hard too to make a good show.
Rachel, can I just guess and see if it really is? Like guess what he's going to say and see if it comes true?
Loki, don't. Why is this kind of comments being made about William? I don't want this.
Hey,
William,
can I ask
That's
William a
very wrong.
question? Can I ask William a question?
Go ahead.
I'm looking for a part-time gig. So if I put you as a reference on my application at Lids, do you think they'll give me a part-time sales rep? I can sell hats.
Wow, that's worse than one of my
It's
jobs.
not a joke. I could work like 20 hours a week selling hats.
I think William's
Hey, don't make fun of me,
advice
Mazzy. That was
is
my
for me to.
full-time gig out.
No, I'm not making fun of you. Actually, I would like something just to do like a few days a week and make a little extra cash and stuff. And that would be kind of fun. Well, yes, we have the 1920 Pittsburgh Pirates version of the whatever, I could do that.
I'll tell you this,
And I'm
Mazzy,
not, seriously, I'm not making fun of you. I think it's a cool.
Okay.
Something's happened to Rob.
Well,
Rob,
there
are
does
you
reach a point in
okay?
your life where you want to stop working at a shopping mall.
I have to take a swig
Well,
of my
I
bullshit
did
juice
retail.
because to keep my
I
bullshit.
did retail
powers
50
down.
years ago, 45 years ago, and so maybe it's time. It's come full circle,
I am, speaking of full circle, let's hear William. Let's talk about his beloved aunt and that great album. It's so hard to find, and it's listed in the Acid Archives book, of course. And I'm so sorry she passed away. Now, I identify as a Christian person, so I would love to get a copy of that album. I do have a number of Christian albums like that are in a similar vein as what your aunt has done. And I noticed it's not on, I look for it on Qobuz. The digital download, I wanted to play it there too. There.
Well, you can listen to it on YouTube. So just by typing it in, the full album is available. I think the Acid Archives is an interesting book. I actually did just acquire my copy, and I think I made my video on it. It was a little bit weird to make it for the Acid Archives because I didn't think that was going to be my first video on it. But I wanted to tell it in such a way so that the music can be appreciated, because I don't think the Acid Archives is very respectful. But I also at the same time, I want to relate to people who don't otherwise know who she is or live in this area where I live. And, anybody who's anybody, most people are going to look at that cover and think this is not something I'm used to seeing. So I want to be respectful to those types of opinions. But my purpose in owning the record, telling the story, was to give everyone, there's, as we all know, we're record collectors. There's a person behind the music, and there's music on the album. I think Concert Bud even just said, you don't play the record covers, right?
Rachel, something's mysteriously happening. I'm like slowly falling asleep while driving. Do you know what that could be?
So, William,
not part of Pasadena.
William, are you going to drive around on Friday looking for every single variation of the new Wet Leg album? And to be honest with you, that's one of the rare new rock and roll albums that I'm actually looking forward to. I think it's going to be good.
What is it again, Mazzy?
Wet Leg. Their second album.
This coming Friday, I probably won't.
Oh, it's going to be the biggest album of the week. It's
okay. We got something bigger than that. What's this, Rob?
Rachel, who has the more famous ad, me or Billiam?
I know he can't read the comments. I'm talking about.
Did you guys really just bring me up here to sort of,
Rachel, answer my question.
Okay, so what's
answer my question?
I think your aunt is probably more famous, Rob.
Who has the more famous aunt, me or Billy?
Oh,
you win, Rob. What do you want?
Rob's aunt was a movie actress, so it's not fair.
The problem with Rob is it looks like he's holding his camera, which is illegal in California.
Javi, that's my beloved Javi Barnes. I love you, Javi.
Rachel, who's ridiculing me with the comments?
It's just
Everyone.
different children are saying different things. Breakfast King of Loyola writes, Wax looks like he's filming an episode of Taxi Cab Confessions. Now, William, you know that you and I have been trying to make peace for so long here, and you know my philosophy, there's no such thing as a bad boy. It's good to find common ground. Right now, you're decked out in Seattle Seahawks, my favorite NFL football team. Now, my favorite college outfit is Texas A&M, as you know. But for when it comes to the NFL, it's got to be Seahawks. Go, Seahawks, go.
To be honest with you, I just kind of threw this shit together to jump on your show. So
you look great, and if it's for me, I just so appreciate it.
Rachel, it's what we call thrift chic.
It's thrift chic. It looks so good, and Seattle aquamarine, the colors is beautiful. Massey, go right ahead. Seafoam green. Connie Francis is a living legend. Well, I think but she's a legend anyway.
Can I talk about this real quick?
Their reports yesterday, she's in ICU. Connie Francis.
Oh my God, Connie said, please pray. Fortunately it's Sunday. If you're not Hebrew,
and Rachel. Yeah. And I definitely know who's sorry now.
Rob's doing it. You see what he done there? It's a Connie. It's one of her big hits. My favorite Connie, and we're going to go right to William as we do a brief review of this. But you got to talk Where the Boys Are. That's one that always resonated with me, right, Maz? Where the boys are. Okay, Pumping Vinyl, talk about it. Let's go, Doc Connie.
Well, did you guys know that this has a song featured on TikTok right now that kind of blew up? I wanted to hold this up. I actually, Connie Francis records are very easy to find.
Yes.
But while Rob is going to the pawn shop or wherever he said, look out for this. This is kind of one that's slipped through the cracks a little bit, but this is a pop masterpiece. Not just the TikTok hit, but from start to finish. If you like stuff like the Everly Brothers, the Beach Boys, this is even Mania, but it's got that rock to it. It's got that post-rockabilly sort of rock to it. And,
Rachel.
Okay, guys. Yeah, that's excellent. Thank you, William. Okay,
well, and this album is shooting up in value too, so you might be lucky to still find a copy for a few.
Get on the bottom floor, Rob. This is one you might find at the flea market.
Rachel. Did William say he holds that up with one hand?
Well, he can hold it up with one hand if needs must be. William, who's your favorite? Hold on, something's going on. Okay, William, what's your favorite vinyl community channel that you'd like to do a shout out? Shout outs are fun. You got a friend out there that you love and you want to promote and say, hey, this was so much fun.
Dave the Pickup Artist.
What's Dave? Hold on. I like this.
Wait. Is it true that Dave is going on Jenny Craig? Is Jenny Craig still around?
Talk about a Jekyll and Hyde. I used to watch his video. He made good videos or decent videos, but he's such a creepy wanker, like Tourette's guy in comments. It's weird of that guy. But
I don't think he's very offensive. I think you just got to understand his.
Well, when he. Well,
wait.
Maybe you haven't been on the receiving end yet.
Hold on, Billiam. The dude makes homophobic, racist comments, especially about me. And I suggest you stick that Connie Francis record somewhere, dude.
Holy fighting words.
Well, that's the last time I'll give you a cheap heat recommendation there, Rob.
You did a great job on that, William. And it's Connie Francis is a record that William has just told us is shooting up in value. Massey, you got so many records. Have you got that Connie Francis in your collection right now?
Rachel,
I do not.
Rachel, does that mean we could call him Billiam Connie Francis? Pumping Vinyl.
Connie Francis Vinyl.
I'm kind of thinking this is the twin of William, because I've never seen William as calm, collected, composed as he is this morning.
I'm serious. Rodeo. What? This is not William's first rodeo.
I know, but he's normal.
He's a young man with a vision. Okay, that's what a lot of people don't.
I've always been normal. I think it's you guys the ones who are crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. How
When
about
you used to
that?
come up for a minute and just do these
If
Come
your
on. I mean,
if your normalness wasn't so well documented on the
I
internet.
want the three of you to define normal right here on the camera.
Well, yeah, that's
Okay,
true.
I like that. That is a challenge. The glove has been thrown down. Well,
There's truth to that. There's truth to that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. Now, normative. I mean, there are norms, right? These are generally agreed upon principles of behavior that a majority of people would.
Well, what I would say is
recognize. Okay.
When people
so they're called social norms. Go ahead.
Live streams are a different beast, at least from my point of view. Live streams are free for all, especially this one.
What?
I think live streams are free for alls, good or bad, and a lot of people don't like them. But when you make videos just for the sake of inciting a group or a person, and you did that for a while, and you did live streams like that too. When people do that, I think it's a bunch of bollocks and that kind of stuff. Because I will go off on everyone on this thing, but I don't make videos after anyone, or So that's my take on it.
Hold on. When someone dies, you make videos. Come on, Mazzy.
So I do some, but that's not going after them. It's not attacking them.
Well, they're not around to defend themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
I love Dave Rebecca. He's a good guy. Whoa.
Retarded.
Whoa. You're saying that in front of Brian Wilson? What
I'm kind of
respect.
Exaggerating based on Rob's.
Listen, guys, don't you see we have a perfect opportunity to build bridges rather than part of the community? Like William's here, it's so great to see him.
Rachel,
how are the combines going right now? I just love it. It's the breadbasket of America. Praise God.
Rachel, if I learned one thing from the bridge over the River Kwai,
yes.
What have I learned from that movie?
What you learned is don't allow the Japanese to build the bridge. Allow Americans to do it. They will do it better.
Rob, I want to
blow up a bridge.
Rob, you sent that group thing yesterday. I don't have TikTok, so I couldn't see it. But I want to tell everyone, I don't want to spoil it, but I went to see the 41st anniversary remastered movie with my friends yesterday of Spinal Tap in the theater.
Spinal Tap remastered.
The theater was packed, and I hadn't seen it in the theater since it came out. The audience howled and laughed, and there's a new intro and a new outro. And the outro had a little 3-minute teaser for the September Spinal Tap 2, which I was sort of ho-hum about.
Yeah.
It changed everything. It's such a...
Yeah, it's online.
Okay, it is online? Okay, well, it's so brilliant and surprising of the direction. Now, if they can maintain that for 90 minutes, I don't know. But it's so great when you see them, the three of them today.
Yeah.
Quote today.
Yeah, because they aren't kids anymore.
But it goes beyond that. It's really funny.
Now, because as Rob Reiner obviously is involved, I would assume.
He's the director. Marty did.
Because we all know that he's got what's known as Trump derangement syndrome. Is Rob going to be able to avoid the Trump jokes with that?
I don't think it's anything to do with that. They're going to make it timeless. It's about the band. It's not about.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen it, obviously, but I don't think that they're going to try to place it at a time now. We'll see. But
William, you have been so outspoken in your support of liberal politics. Your support of the gays has been second to none. And I'm so proud to have you.
No. Oh, hold on. That dude, go watch his video. Go watch his videos. He made homophobic jokes.
He would not. I don't believe that for a second. Rob,
you know what
reading things into Williams' delivery and the quality content that he's provided for a final community that's in need of something new and fresh. And I think Williams delivering it. You're doing great work, William.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to. I was actually trying to take the summer off, but I kind of heard I heard maybe you might have wanted me up here today. So
I sure the hell do. There was a guy that was trying to be you in behind, talking horribly about Spring Hill Jim having homosexual affairs with Jason Rojas.
Yeah.
I was tempted.
Wait. Could you tell me more about that story, Rachel?
Well, sure, Rob. It was a horrible, what you call a troll that came in to try and cast dispersions upon William by claiming very falsely that Jason Rojas enjoyed kind of what's known as bum sex, and that it was with Spring Hill Jim.
Hey,
Go ahead, William.
I'm going to explain this a little bit better for you guys.
Is that a derivative of pumping vinyl, Rachel?
So we shouldn't be talking about this, but I can tell you there's like 3 trolls, Martin McGrath, Mark Glassman, and Jason Rojas is really the head of all of this. They're trying to create this banter with a fake pumping vinyl account. They did it in Invisible Ray yesterday, which that stream got taken down. And then immediately following, Spring Hill Jim, another live stream. So they have been trying to instigate me, but I've been pretty good at ignoring it. Really, truthfully, respectfully, I want to let Spring Hill Jim sort of, he's a young kid. He doesn't need to have so many people tampering into his mind. And I think that's kind of what the issue with Jim is right now. Is he needs to go outside and hang out with people more his age than retired folks on the internet. That's all I got to say.
This is a rock god talking directly to you. One of the incredible Rob. Hold on, we got a signal. What's going on, Rob?
I have to leave. This is so riveting. I'm learning so much, Rachel.
Well, thank you, Rob. That's what we try to do each and every Sunday on the Rachel's Goes comment on a Sunday church bonanza show. Thank you, Rob. There he goes.
Bye.
Record flea market. There's Rob. There he goes. He's all going away. He fell asleep right at the end there. Okay,
yeah.
Let's go. We're over close. Oh, okay. It's all fixed.
Get up here, David Donnelly. Get up here, David.
Holy smokes. What in the white world of sports? Who, what?
Wasn't who coming up today?
Well, later. Anyway, I want to talk about Rock God for William. William, why don't you leave your DJ sets up? The reggae one was great. Amazing set of tunes. Really well put together. That's what you did, William. Friend.
Yeah, they get pulled because of copyright reasons. So I actually try to select music that will go over, but it's pretty hard anymore because a lot of those compilations have just been up on YouTube for years. So what I'm doing is actually I want to sort of start conversation, or part of what I do on my channel, which I'm going to do it with this eventually, is kind of do a listening party. So I'll talk about an album and then maybe do a feature either before or after I talk about it. So, and that's just to be like, especially with this taking off on the internet.
Yeah, this is taking off. Everyone watch what William's got.
Well, and with this, it's going to be a harder record to find. And, with me finding as many copies and listening to it so heavily over the last month, I want people to be able to hear stuff like this. The stuff that's harder to find.
It's so great to have another Jewish goddess at the top of the charts again.
Absolutely.
If you guys have time, if you have a TikTok account, she's featured on TikTok where someone sings the song to her. And
is she in intensive care when they're singing to her?
Yeah.
She's
I used to see Eddie Fisher used to live in San Francisco, and we used to see him walk around Ghirardelli Square.
Matthew, you're so elderly. Does it frighten you when so many of your fellow rockers of your age group are now dying?
If Ringo's turning 85, hopefully I have at least another 15 years, which is kind of scary.
It's just terrifying, isn't it? Because I noticed you get a little frail and you're not looking as robust as maybe earlier when you and Coffee Julie had a chance, but it's different. Life moves on. It catches you. It catches up to you pretty damn quick. Hey, William, while we're all rapping, I like to rap with you guys. Any young lady in your life, any new romance happening, William?
Well, let me just say this. I would like to take the summer off, okay?
All right, buddy. I hear you. So you've been busy. You're active. You're virile. Have you ever had a desire to meet and engage with Groovy Lisa?
I think Groovy Lisa might be, I might not be her type. I think our personalities would clash. But, you never know. If we encountered in person, maybe we would hit it off. But if I had to guess, I don't think Groovy Lisa likes me very much. So, it's all good.
Well, it's live and let live. And here's the deal. Like, you look to me like you're robust, I'm going to put you down as 6'1", 6'1".
6'3".
Are you 6'3"?
Yes.
When you and I meet, we got to meet, because that means when I hug you, I'll be up on my tippy toes for you. Okay?
Well, you could just wear high heels,
aren't
Rachel.
you 6'1" or something, Rachel?
I'm 6'1.5".
Yeah.
But William's got me beat. Mazzy, would you, if you hugged William, would you be up on your tippy toes?
Yeah, I'm 5'11". So.
I think you would be.
I mean, Mazzy, if I ever came out to Seattle, I'd meet you up at a record store, and
Okay.
I mean,
But see, I would too, and people would hate me for it. But I don't know.
Mazzy,
you know why?
Most egalitarian.
I totally would meet up with you. I wouldn't let you anywhere near my house, but I'd meet up with you.
I'm not offended. I honestly don't like. I mean, when I go out of town, I get a hotel and I keep to myself. So
no, I understand.
How I do.
Chuck, how you doing? Welcome back. It's good to see you. See, people are still discovering that the ghost is floating around, that we're still doing stuff.
I want to talk about
Red Letter episode.
Though.
Okay, go ahead. Talk about the hatred. Let's do that.
If you didn't have haters, your life would be completely boring, right? People hate you because of the things that are going on for you, right, Mazzy? Wouldn't you agree?
Well, there's some truth to that. I will agree with that. There's a lot of jealousy, which is unwarranted, which, I always say, if go make your own videos, not you personally, but these people who hide behind a fake name and just take you down and are whatever, you do get 40,000 subscribers and you do your own shit every few days. Go do it,
Yeah, good luck to you.
It's free to do.
It's you big talkers.
It's free to do. You can do it. But if you don't have the talent, obviously, or you don't have the will, that's fair. But by putting other people down makes you look puny and bullshit.
YouTube is cool. It gives any amateur who wants to give this a shot a try. I mean,
to be a superstar.
Yeah, I've been accused of coming from the manosphere, but the truth about that is those people wanted me to make a YouTube channel, and they say, you have a really good sounding voice. I think you do great at YouTube. And at the time I was like, the only thing I would know how to do is vinyl. And so I tried to off to the side do the vinyl thing, and then Sarah actually infiltrated my channel, and then
well, the vinyl community, I think the vinyl community is great, but even if you get a lot of subscribers or build your audience in the vinyl community, it's a small community compared to a lot of the other YouTubers out there. It's never gonna have a ceiling, probably, unless you go expand beyond records of some.
It's a small community, but for as small as we are, I don't think there's any community on YouTube quite like the VC, and we all, like, all of our personalities kind of like, it's in a way we have more in common with, like, the WWE, with like our characters that we sort of create. You don't really see that outside in any other community, not that I notice.
Yeah. Hey, I just noticed a few comments from you. I've been watching. What does this mean? VU meters. Wow, Mazzy firing shots at Loki. What did I say against Loki?
Okay, what did I miss? No, I think it was pretty obvious what you were doing.
What?
Well, you said that one guy had a lazy eye and he looks like a cat.
What?
And a lot of people felt that was referencing Loki. Kind of hurtful.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's just joking, okay? It's just Mazzy being crazy and
didn't know the connection. So I have a question for music fans. I didn't watch any of these things. How did Black Sabbath do yesterday?
Black Sabbath, how'd they do? William, did you catch it?
Anybody? Did you watch it?
I did not.
I haven't seen it.
I'm just curious.
I heard Axl Rose is going to be their new lead singer here soon. Is that right?
Well, apparently I didn't watch it anyway. I'm just curious. Did anyone here watch it? And anyone go see Oasis?
I didn't see him, but I love.
They did 2 nights now. Apparently got good reviews. What you expect? Malachi, the young reviewer for Fremer, reviewed it, and he kind of, I don't know. I mean, he's a young guy, and I think his review was off base. He was talking about just the cash grab stuff. He did talk about some of the songs. The best review was in Pitchfork. I did read that. I'm not always a Pitchfork fan.
Yeah.
But, it's what you expect. It's a hit show. and everyone was joining in. I mean, they're a national treasure, obviously, in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just curious.
They're Mancunian, and we love them. William, have you ever come out and admitted your love for the Oasis band?
I've never been a huge fan. You know, some of their songs are okay, but I don't know. That's actually my generation, and in high school, they were insanely popular. And I don't know. I've always my whole life, like the popular or the status quo, I always sort of like go against it. So
Rachel, text Joey.
Not a huge Oasis fan.
Text Joey a link.
Okay. Is he asking for one?
He said he just texted me. He says, ask Rachel to text me a link. So text him. If you
Oh
can.
my God. That's I got to write it out. I got to do a thing.
Is Sue there? Is your producer working today?
No, but you know what? Can you Instagram? Do them on Instagram. Joey, check Instagram. Tell Joey to go look
why
at it.
don't you post it here? I can copy it maybe.
Well, I can put it in the private chat. Here you go. I ain't going.
I don't have the restream.
Okay, we're going to do it. You don't have Joey on Insta?
I don't have the restream.
Do you have his text?
Okay, it's in the private chat. Send it out.
Hold on.
Send it out. So great. Great.
Oh, I can't see the private chat on my phone here.
What? There's some great stuff in there.
Just post it normally here because you did for me. I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, I put it out. Here it is for everybody. There it is. There's the link right sitting there, live in the Real Public TV. All he has to do is watch it and hit it. Just tell me.
Hey,
on YouTube.
Mazzy, I think I got accused of butt kissing here in the chat. That's totally not my style, but I do want to say I enjoyed your video a few months ago about Rutherford Chang, and I left you a comment. I don't know if you read it.
I read them all, but I don't remember which one it was. I thought it.
Yeah, no, I sold 3 copies of the White Album, numbered White Album, to Rutherford Chang, and I didn't even know who he was until your video. And then, because I saw the video one time, I'm like, wait a second, I've sold records to that guy. And then when I watch your video, I'm like,
it's a cool story, isn't it? And it's kind of, he died pretty young. But it's a cool story. I saw the show in Sacramento. They had he did like an installation, like a gallery show of it.
So whatever happened to his collection?
I don't know. I hope, I was hoping that someone would kind of, Apple or whatever, they probably wouldn't buy it intact and put it in a gallery or like a museum, because it's kind of cool in like Mopop here. It would be great at Mopop. I don't know if it would work better in London, probably, but.
Yeah, the trouble with that, I think you'd probably get people who'd steal the albums.
You could. Yeah.
Rob, if you could be in any band, what band would you be in? Yeah, take your time with this. A great question. I'm so inspired.
Was the rest stop toilet backed up, Rob?
No, I go into a Jiffy John. You just dump on a bunch of old crap.
I just love the Jiffy John toity.
If I could be in any band, that from the past nor the future,
the past or future, anything you want. That's a great question.
Remember that band that was made up of like government officials, like senators and congressmen?
Yes.
I'd like to be in that band.
Oh, what's that guy? Great. What's that Southern guy who was a guitar player that worked for Bush?
I don't know.
Remember that guy who played mean guitar from the South?
The Splits.
The Banana Splits, holy smoke. Now, Rob, would you wear your old mascot costume to be another crazy character? The Ram, you were like a goat or something.
Thank you.
That would be incredible, because there's Flugel-Dree people who could be a Fliggy. You'd be good.
Yes.
Hey, William,
William,
did you ever want to aspire to be a mascot like Rob?
Not really. But I dated a chick who used to be a mascot.
Okay. What's her animal?
Yeah. I forget what her high school mascot was, but.
William, you ever seen where the mascots have a run and one looks like a hot dog and it falls down?
Yeah,
that's funny. Massey, any band you can be in it. You're going to be the 5th or 6th man. What any band in the world you can go in and be.
That's a good question. It wouldn't be the Beatles. That's like too big.
You ruined the Beatles. You can't go in the Beatles.
No.
5 Beatles. I mean,
usually skip the ass for yard sale. Yeah.
You know, maybe like the Jefferson Airplane or something, because you're famous for a while. But I certainly would not have done, even though I made more money, I wouldn't have done the Jefferson Starship trajectory, even though they made a lot of money. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. The band at their height.
The band. That'd be good. That'd be a good one. William, put yourself in a band, any band in the world, past, present, future.
Can you wrench?
Who needs
Shane Vinyl Records.
Shane Vinyl Records. Shane, you need to have a wrench.
Come back around again.
Lee Atwater. Yeah, Dan B. Exactly.
Philosophical Sounds back. That's Phil.
Dan B. Lee Atwater was the Republican operative who was a great guitar player.
Hey, can we pull William in the Del Rubio triplets?
I like them. They're so funny. They would go out to the Pee Wee Playhouse. Now, you know what band I would like to be in? I'd like to be in Leonard Skinner, but I'd like to be a survivor. Okay? That's what made me so incredible.
Did Joey show up? Did he?
Joe, have we got Joey?
I sent it to his Instagram.
Joey, look at your
texted it to him too.
Okay.
Rachel, can I suggest a name change for your channel?
I would like to hear it. The Big Bopper. I love that. That is a bad.
I think there's only one
name,
band,
and it harkens back to a great rock and roller.
Oh, baby, that's what I like.
Oh, baby, that's what. Will I what? Can I? Oh, baby, you know what I like. You know, the Big Bopper. They found him with no clothes on. Did you know this? When he fell out of the airplane. The horror of the crash, and they landed right in Pumping Vinyl's backyard, if you know about it. And but there was no clothes on that cold February day. Did you know about that, Pumping Vinyl? No clothes found on the bumper.
The bumper lock. He fell out of his clothes.
Someone mentioned Quicksilver. It wouldn't be Quicksilver because they kind of didn't last. And I remember Greg Elmore. For years, I think he was in Quicksilver. He was the first, one of the original members, worked in San Francisco at DHL for like 20 years or 30 years. And so you see where that kind of goes. He got out of music.
He really knows how to grind a happy talk into a halt.
Well,
Rachel, do you own? That's a great question for Harry's Music. Rachel, do you have any what's known as Chantilly lace? I will tell you, I got the Boppers. He's a one-hit wonder. Had he lived, there would have been more Boppers songs, I'm sure. Because getting on the telephone like that, there's any number of things you could say and or order over the telephone, even back in 1957. So anyway, incredible comment right there. So everybody, we got Harry has joined us. Nancy, one of your personal favorites, Harry?
I like Harry.
How often do you guys get together a year?
Not
in any given
year. I don't know, 5 times. I don't know. It depends. Sometimes we get sometimes a bunch and then not for a while. You know?
Yeah. William, who is in the vinyl community is your pal that you've hung out the most with, that you've shoulder to shoulder with and listened to records and stuff?
I'm a lone wolf here in the DC, and I'm perfectly okay.
I never saw you as a lone wolf. I see you more as a group party guy,
a leader of the pack,
just friendly, affable.
Can we?
I've always been a lone wolf, and I sort of just accept that role.
Rachel,
I'm okay
as a lone wolf, can we have him spayed and neutered?
Come on, William, that is funny.
I'm not ready for some of these troll comments.
Okay, whoa. Rob. Like, how are you doing? How are you doing? Like, how do you rate your satisfaction ratio for yourself in life and living, William? Like, everything going good? You're happy? Things are great?
You know, things could always be better, right? Yeah. I mean, you know, if it were up to me, I would sell just as much on Discogs in the summer as I do throughout the rest of the year. So, but it's, I can't control how the world operates, but I guess that's, why I, you got to kind of sell off to the side during the summer. So,
Well, is there like some degree of cropping, dusting, or anything like that you get involved with out in Nebraska?
Cloud seeding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Farm.
Crop dusting?
Yeah, farm fun.
No. I don't get down with that. I'm not a
Are you
farm
talking
boy.
about cow tipping,
Contrary
Rachel?
to
Oh, have you done cow tipping? Because this is just prairie activity.
now, what would make you think that I would be a cow
Because
tipper?
it's a great question. He's thinking prairies. He's thinking breadbasket America. He's thinking, a country living.
Well, at least you tip. Rob doesn't tip at all.
What kind of joke is that, Mazzy? I was a waiter for a long time.
Yeah,
Rob
always tips.
I'm a high tipper.
He's a high tipper.
I just had to use it.
No, Mazzy, hold on. Rachel, can I give Mazzy a huge tip?
Yes, here's a tip coming your way, Maz.
No tax.
Go buy a Connie Francis record. I hear they're really hot.
Okay, I heard that.
Can I give Rob a tip?
Here's the deal.
Okay, hold on. Harry's got a tip. Go ahead.
Rob, stay away from fast women and loose horses.
Loose horses, fast women. It's country talk. Don't get involved.
Here's the deal.
Sue
knows
about that.
Loose horses. The no tax on tip thing is for if you make under $25,000 and you lose the $15,000 credit you would normally get, so it ends up being a wash. So it's an illusion.
Rachel, can I ask a question?
That's not true.
Correct.
It's
Rachel,
totally true.
Under 100,000, you got your figure wrong.
It's totally
Rachel,
no,
can I
Mazzy's
ask a
absolutely
question?
correct.
When did Mazzy start working for H&R Block?
Mazzy, have you ever wandered, because you're elderly, you're retired, you could pick up some part-time work at an H&R Block?
No, I would like to do a few day a week work thing. I would like it. I don't know. It had to be the right thing for me.
Well, you can tear tickets, right, Mazzy? You can work.
I could totally tear. There's a couple of places here with cafes and bars and movie theaters. I could work there too. I don't. Record stores.
Have you ever thought of greeting at Walmart?
I don't want to do that. Record stores.
You and Harry would be a great tag team.
Hello, William.
How are you, Harry?
I'm doing okay.
Harry, you're getting top billing. I put you right next to William. Ask William any question you want. I know you've got a ton saved up over the past winter. William is here at your disposal to help you. He's our friend. Go ahead.
Did you buy the Springsteen box set?
No. I'm actually content with
$100,000
vintage era Springsteen LPs. So
okay, hey, Rachel. I'm sorry.
I'm the wrong guy to be asking.
I need the link. Text me the link, Sue. Text it to me because apparently the link takes her to the IG store for Joey. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Hey Sue, I'm sorry that Mazzy's
text it to Joey.
He could say "good please" or "thank you."
Okay. Hang on, Joey. I'll get it for you.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Rachel, I hung out with Joey on
Jelly Donut?
On Friday. We hung out.
Okay, what did Jelly say?
He said nothing about any of you. We just hung out and had a good time.
Well, Jelly's like a legend.
The crowds of people part as he walks by.
I love that. That would be happening.
Did people walk up to Joey and say, "Do you know Mazzy?"
Did they? No, they said, "Are you part of the Mazzy entourage?" Get it straight, Aaron.
Yeah, but Susie, if you do that, you lose out on the $15,000 credit you would normally get for that, and so it's a wash.
Okay.
It's true. It's true. You got to read into it. Yeah. People that work in a high-end restaurant or a bar and make a lot of money, they'll do well on it. But your average server, it's not going to help you.
Wow, somebody had a little.
Excuse me, I had beans.
Yeah, it does sound like that, doesn't it?
No, we're at a. There's like it's like the Hells Angels have showed up at the gas station.
They're getting ready to go into the mountains.
Did you hear there was a house somewhere in California? I thought it was Southern California that started a fire. Guy was killed.
There's like three that
I know. Because of the fireworks.
There was a house that exploded and it killed somebody near my house. I heard the
Sacramento,
explosion.
like 7 people
Oh, that's
died.
the one. I think
I heard the explosion at 9 o'clock at
Yeah,
night.
some
And
dude was
nobody's heard
illegally
from Patrick since.
someone was illegally selling fireworks out of their house.
You think?
Out of their record basement.
Yeah, the record collection melted.
Record collector news.
Okay, so we're working on getting Joey Callio a rock god. William, excited that you're going to be sharing the stage with an actual rock god today on today's show?
You know, and actually quite excited. And to answer your question from earlier, which band would I want to be a part of? Well, I don't think there's any other band that would be fitting for me than this band and also this album.
Okay.
Like, if I were to be a part of a band, I would want to be a special guest on this album, you know, with like, Aldo
Rachel,
Nova.
I'm highly disappointed.
And,
I thought William was going to say the Statler brothers.
Do you know what
He's
building?
not
my second
saying the
choice.
Statler
Do
brothers.
you know what building that is on the cover of that album?
Okay,
What
let's
is that?
look.
It's the original Cliff House in San Francisco on the Great Highway. It's gone.
No.
It's been rebuilt 3
Not
times
another
over the
San
years.
Francisco story.
Yeah.
Well, I just saying.
Yeah.
William, that's a very hard record to find too.
Yeah, I know.
And it's really good.
Well, it's crazy that it's so hard to find. I can't even believe 2 people held it up on the screen and within 2 minutes.
At the same time.
Anyway, so yeah, I'd be a session musician for Blue Oyster Cult. So there you go. I'd be the cowbell player.
Here soon. They're going to be
We're
playing at
having
the
a bunch
Puyallup
of
Fair with Bachman Turner Overdrive.
That would be a good group. That would be a good duo because they're both hard rock, kind of straight ahead rock and roll bands. I like
They'd
that.
be taking care of business, Rachel.
I love that. You see what he did? He put a reference in for Bachman Turner Overdrive. How can I get
Rob? You ain't seen nothing yet, though.
Baby.
Did Harry just poop his pants?
He's just slipping it.
Rob, every Sunday do you just drive around Los Angeles because there's no traffic that time?
Somehow magically I just found myself in the car and I'm just aimlessly driving.
Okay,
morning,
we got
Joey.
Rock God Joey Kelly. Joey, we are here. There has been huge fallout since your last appearance on the Patreon. Loki Tio feels that you don't know anything about wine at all. He says you're giving wrong advice. How do we get him on board in such a way that he's going to be calmed down?
I don't know if I can help him on that. He didn't like that. He doesn't like certain Spanish wines, just put it that way, I guess.
Yeah,
but
he didn't like the Spanish. Do you think it's because I suspect, as you may, that he's actually Portuguese, Portugalese?
Hey, I love Portuguese wine. When I can get it, I get it all the time. I love it. But I'm always trying to look for something great at a low cost at Costco, and that was one of the best ones I've had in years at that price from Costco.
William, do you have any questions you'd like to ask a real rock god in front of Joey Callio? We got
actually, I do. So you had that Record Store Day release here recently, the Dada, and I got to be honest, I was unfortunate and did not score a copy, but this is the VC where we are all friendly, and I'm not the type of person to
go check them out for me.
Beg.
He doesn't have any extra copies, did Willie?
If you somehow
get in line,
copy would like to send it to me, I will give it a raving review.
I appreciate that, honestly, but I mean, as Mazzy knows, I stood in line all day to get a few copies for myself. They didn't they gave me one, but I needed to get copies for my daughters and stuff like that. So I'm out.
Well,
I know. I hear you.
Rob is
trying to the success of that pressing, you have to they would have to reissue it again, like as another variant, right? Or like a standard.
I can tell you that's definitely has been talked about. I'll believe anything when it actually happens, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think. I think if anything happens, it won't be till next year.
Yeah, no, they did that with the Space Hog, Resident Alien. So that came out as like a pink white splatter vinyl, and then it was in such high demand that they did do another variant of it. So yeah, I could. But that's the thing is when it becomes available again, that's not going to be something you're going to want to snooze on. But because yeah, I think I've only ever heard it on TV. And,
Bob, you temporarily blacked out. Anthony, we're filled up. I'm not paying for it anymore. You're going to have to send me a lot more coin, everybody, if you want me to pay for more people to come up there. Holy smokes.
Rachel, I might jump off because
to
see William beg for a Dada record is just sickening.
I was joking.
Okay, listen, he's just got filled with good humors. Okay.
Hey, Rob, thanks for driving around the other day. It was super fun.
No, it was fun.
Yeah. Joey, are you in LA right now?
Yes.
All right, man. So you're doing all the rehearsings, everything. When do you launch? When do you guys start? We're going to go out, and you got a couple of new players with you. There's things are happening. Seven Horse is working like a big band.
So I've been down here for about almost 2 weeks now, and we have a bass player and another guitar player, and we're doing like a hybrid kind of thing between the two bands. So it's the core of it is Seven Horse.
Yeah.
But we're going to be playing like, it's like a 60-40-ish split between Seven Horse and Dada. And it's pretty fun because first off, Seven Horse now is like this stereophonic, situation.
Yeah, totally different sound. Yeah.
Yeah. The other guitar player he's a badass motherfucker. I'm just going to say it like that. He is so good. And it's fun. Like, the Meth Lab thing in stereo is incredible. But now we're playing we're also playing these Dada songs that are like Moon and things like that have like, it's just a bigger presentation, and we can kind of get into the minutia, and it's pretty fun. It sounds amazing. I'm really excited. But the bus rolls on Tuesday.
So coming up fast. Any pregame jitters?
Always, but not for the reason you'd think. But this is a tough business.
Yes, very tough.
How's the VIP thing doing?
Oh,
it's doing okay. I mean, certain people buy tickets immediately, but the thing I have to remember, because this happens every time, is people buy stuff late. A lot of people buy tickets the day before, the day of. So I'm just not looking at numbers. I know not every show is going to be like, this wild packed kind of thing. That's just how it always is. But fortunately, last year's tour was really successful. I think hopefully that'll give us a little bounce this year.
Last year was very successful for you guys.
Are you doing any covers this time?
The only cover we're doing is one we recorded. We did a kind of a nasty rock version of "Staying Alive" on the third record. It was funny because the company that does our licensing for TV and movies and games and all that stuff, they suggested do a cover, like maybe something like "Staying Alive," and so I took that as like, hey, we should do "Staying Alive." He said it, and so we did. It turns out pretty good, actually. I like it.
It's a bop little tune.
I want to hear that. I got to hear that.
That's actually my favorite tune off that soundtrack, Saturday Night Live.
It's on the third Seven Horse record called "Living in a Bitch of a World," I believe.
Okay.
Massey, I want you to get involved and support Joey, not just in word. You're in America. I want you out at the concert. Okay, you got to make an effort. You got to do some lifting. So, Joey, is it going to be California? You going crossing state lines? Where are you going to go?
We're deadheading is the professional term from LA to Colorado Springs. So the first show is Colorado Springs.
My sister, I got to get her out there.
Here, I wrote down the list. I'll blow through it really fast. We're playing Colorado Springs, Denver, Kansas City, St. Paul, Minneapolis, Milwaukee, Chicago. We're doing Columbus, Ohio, St. Louis, Ferndale, Michigan. That must be near, one of the bigger places because I don't recall playing there before. Mercury Music Lounge in Lakewood, Ohio, not to be confused by the Mercury Lounge in New York. City Winery, Pittsburgh, World Cafe, Philly. We played there last time. That's a great place. Stage One Fairfield, Connecticut, Iron Horse, Northampton, the Mets, Pawtucket, Daryl's house.
You are going coast to coast.
Yeah, Daryl's house. That's the Hall & Oates, Daryl Hall, his place in Pauling, New York. Never played there before. I believe we're playing. I didn't write it down. We're playing somewhere in New York City. It got moved from Brooklyn to Manhattan on the 31st. So check the 7horsemusic.com for that one. But we are playing in New York. Ram's Head, Annapolis. That's a weirdo show, though. No, that's not the weirdo show. The next one is the weirdo show. The Vanguard in Hampton. It's at 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Vanguard.
Well, Harry can go to that one.
Why? I have no idea why. There must be a clown show afterwards or something. Vinyl. I like this place. I've never played this. It's Vinyl at Center Stage in Atlanta. That sounds interesting. Do they sell vinyl? I don't know. Main Street Crossing in Texas. That's Tomball. That must be near Houston or something like that, or Austin. Club Dada. We played there last year in Dallas. Fusion in Albuquerque. Valley Bar in Phoenix. I haven't played Phoenix.
Wow. That's a hell of a tour.
And then the last two is the Casbah, which I played a long time ago in San Diego. And then we end up in LA at the Lounge Room, which I guess Jack White just played there a little while ago.
And then,
but you mentioned, I was just going to say, you mentioned every Midwest city besides Omaha.
We have played, Dada has definitely played Omaha. That I know. It's been a few years, but I think we played there in 2017.
You're not getting many nights off, are you?
Hey, can you dump this fucking cunt head?
Okay.
You're getting like 2-3 nights in a row where you're from city to city.
He's gone. Well, I mean, Dave got him in like split seconds.
Who died?
He's Six Beatler. Get the fuck out of here.
Six Beetle was here.
Dave got to him in like 2 seconds.
He's still there. I see him.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
Oh, he's on my stream here.
There, I just blocked that out. I just blocked that out there. But
get a life. Be creative. Make your own shit.
Okay, hold on.
Sorry, Joey. Didn't mean to.
Massey is wow.
So, is there a separate thing in the Pacific Northwest later in the year, or when is that?
Yeah. That's going to be an October run. That'll be, I don't know if we'll play LA on that run because we just played LA on this run. But
is that like a Tractor Tavern at that point?
We're playing the Tractor in Seattle. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
But we're playing like a couple places in Oregon. We're going to be playing all the places up the California coast, and then we ended at the Coach House. That's the plan. I haven't seen that yet. So
okay, I got a question. Whether you can answer it if you want. Obviously, it's a kind of political, kind of touchy area. But when you're playing data music, and of course Mike Gurley isn't part of that equation. Right. Is there any issue at all? Any psychological? Like, do you talk to Mike and go, "Hey, Mike, we're thinking of doing so. Is that okay with you?" Or do you just assume it's going to be okay? How do you deal with that? And you can.
I called him. I totally called him, and honestly, it is okay because we all do other things, and we can say Dada on those other things, in like a house concert, or he'll play like local clubs and stuff like that. And I think he just prefers to do that now. He's not down with touring. It's it ain't easy. That's all I can say. It can be fun, and it can also take your head off.
So you're gonna be coming up the Oregon Trail from California. Maybe I'll get my little GTI and follow you guys and do a mini doc on that leg. Maybe
let's do it.
I once followed a band. I followed a guy by the name of Dan Byrne from San Diego all the way up the coast, every show to Vancouver, BC. I did an audio recording, I did a soundboard recording, and I did a video of every show.
I mean, fans do stuff like that. That especially on the Dada side. Well, we've been around longer, but there's a handful of people that do that.
It's like Deadheads. Yeah, it's like Deadheads or
I don't like that, but they film it, they record it, they do all this stuff. So a lot of those guys are the people that now like buy VIPs to hang out with us, before the show and stuff.
Okay, David Donnelly. Joey, I love the Casbah in San Diego. It's a great gig. Although our tour manager had to frog march the venue manager to a bank, as he said he'd send the money to our agent. So watch out, make sure, get that, make sure the palm's greased, well greased.
It's always great when stuff like that happens.
Ladies and gentlemen, VU meters, I love Rich. He goes, AGK has been patiently waiting after making coffee and getting his lap dog. AGK, obviously, it's rare for you to meet a rock god like Joey. Any questions that you may have for Joey today? Because you're a big fan, I know. Go ahead.
I don't know. Maybe, Joey, you're going to rock the Casbah.
Okay. I like where he's going with that. You see what he did, Harry? He's stealing your material.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, Concert Buddy in the house. Concert Buddy, we don't see him a whole lot these days, but he's all wrenched up, and that's the main order of business. Welcome aboard, Concert Buddy.
He totally saved my ass on the last tour. He took me out. The last tour last summer had a break for like 10 days. I went home, I came back out, and I only have one really good belt. I know that's really lame. And I left it home. And so Chance took me around. And first off, he took me to his vinyl spot, which was fucking huge. And then we got me a belt, which was nice.
It's wonderful that you got a belt, but we got problems right here. Concert Buddy, I'm sorry what that deranged idiot did to you recently. A deranged idiot somehow...
Which one?
Well, we don't know. This is what we're about to find out. Publicly breaking news. A deranged idiot got a hold of Concert Buddy. Massey, does that chill you to your bones when you see a comment like that?
Yeah.
Knowing you could be a victim? A deranged idiot.
Yeah, I've had a few of those deranged idiots. I don't know if it's the same one, but
yeah,
they creep up on you here and there.
Like
you don't
Ivy.
have the vinyl community for that to happen, believe me.
Nope.
Have you ever had a deranged fan, Joey? Like a stalker or
multiple times over the last 34 years. Sometimes it was, flattering. Other times it's scary.
Well, it could be quite frightening if it's a male person, say HEK latched down to you, and he's outside your window, and you pull the drapes and suddenly those
well,
those eyes are there. AGK, I'm rolling you into the conversation. We just, we just roll with it. Okay.
I have a similar story. I have a stalker. I don't really want to publicly
say his
name, but his initials are Angelo Kelly.
Angelo Kelly, holy smokes, he's a big celebrity. So Angelo's taken a liking to you. Pumping Final, did you ever have a case in real life where your Nebraskan shoulders had to actually take on some punk and show him who's boss out there in wheat country, corn country, wherever the hell? What's Nebraska most famous for? I call it breadbasket America. I guess it's got to be wheat.
Yeah, see, you don't really run into that, or I don't really run into that because, I'm
You're
one of them farm-raised boys.
Yeah, you're a big farm boy.
No one likes to mess with the farm-raised boys.
You can't,
right?
because you'll put a pitchfork in a fella.
You know what it's all about.
Holy smokes. Hey, you know what I love?
Not the good end either.
I love Oregon. We love Marty in Oregon. Valley AG, agriculture. This is an advertisement. We got to do an advertisement. 10 o'clock this morning, boys and girls. What time is it? What are we doing with here? It's 9 o'clock. We're going to wrap this up maybe in 20 minutes or so. But let's go on for about another 20 minutes. I think is okay. We're good for. But I want everybody in top shape for Marty. He's going to be interviewing. Am I right? Is he going to be interviewing David Donnelly? I hope he is. I love it when the rock gods get interviewed. Harry, and like you say, and when you were going by, I forgot you to get, because I got my Dan Byrne right there. Dan Byrne, 50 Eggs album is right there. Dan Byrne. That's one Harry gifted me. And I got it right there, sitting there in my closet of CDs, compact disc. Pumping Final, you still listen to CDs at all, or are you all vinyl?
Well, I got a CD player in the car, so I keep the tunes going in there.
Love this. Angelo Kelly built an actual replica of Harry's music room in his house and listened to Springsteen reel to reel. A little obsessive, I would think, Angelo. A little obsessive. Has he ever been tempted by the exciting world of reel-to-reel players? And we know Harry's got one.
No, I did in the 70s. In the 70s, I found a used Tandberg that I had for a few years, and but I didn't do it for playing back stuff. I was trying to record and do a little multi-track, like, with my meager chord structure. Now I know a few extra tips because Joey taught me, but which I haven't practiced since he taught me. But I had a reel-to-reel, but it had some problems with it. I got it really cheap used from someone who was a customer at the store, and it turned out it was fucked up. But so.
Spring Hill Jim, do not give Concert Buddy a rough shakedown. AGK, you've been a victim of more harassment, sexual and otherwise, of any character I've ever met. Have you got any words of advice for Concert Buddy and the vinyl community in general for, let's have some better behavior. Do better, vinyl community. Don't terrorize. Don't hurt other people's TV shows. Go ahead, AGK.
Just roll with it and move on, delete and forget. That's all you got to do.
Okay, something like this, showing photos of a man's wife and child, truly despicable. I don't know what that's about.
Yes.
That's true. I don't know what he's talking about.
Where is that? Is somebody showing a picture of a man's wife and children?
That's called doxing. No, pretty much. So,
is that doxing? Would that fall under the...
that'd be doxing. That'd be doxing. Yeah, for sure. You'd be canceled for that.
It would be under the rubric. I like to use the word rubric.
Yeah, if that person isn't showing their wife and children anywhere, and you out their wife and children, that's doxing.
Okay, William, Jim does it though, right?
Okay, what did you do? Hold on, William. You are being accused. I have nothing against Chaz. We're referring to what, quote, William did. What possessed you? What happened? Tell your side of the story. It's never as black and white as you think. God, William, take care. Remember, there's no such thing as a bad boy. Let's all remember that.
No, I have no reason to do anything like that except for Chance and Jason Rojas were shitting on my dead father. There you go. That's
okay, so
they were using the excuse that they could just pull his record cover off of Discogs and make fun of him, because that's what we do on a regular basis. We just pull record covers off of Discogs and make fun of it.
Hold on. Now,
so there you go. I mean, that's the thing, is they're sitting here excusing it.
Well, now we're in hurt. Now you see what you've done. You hurt William.
This is why it's not a good idea to bring stuff up, Spring Hill Jim, because you're the doxer.
Listen, Jim.
You were the one. Spring Hill Jim was actually, I could prove this to you, sending me photos of VC family members. This is months ago when Spring Hill Jim was still my friend. This is what he likes to do, is go up, dig up your address, your phone number, make a death threat on you, taunt you. This is Spring Hill Jim, and what he's doing right now is projecting. And the reason why I did it was to teach Spring Hill Jim and Concert Buddy a lesson, because Concert Buddy has been completely self-righteous. He thinks he can just dig up your personal information and it's ha ha ha. But I've never done that to you, Concert Buddy. I only do it to you when you go after my dead father, and that is disgusting.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put a point in here.
Now, Concert Buddy's a guy who doesn't take any responsibility. In fact, Concert Buddy, if you have more views, more subs, you should never be mentioning my name. But the fact that you and Jason do this off to the side, this is the losing side of what you guys do.
And, say what you will about Jason Ross. Remember, my philosophy, there's no such thing as a bad boy. I know Joey backs me up on this. And he's a rock god. And if you got a rock god on your side, there's no further argument. There's no such thing as a bad boy. So there's always a reason why, say, a young Jason Rojas may go a little crazy, a little, I don't know.
He's not young. He's like old enough to be Spring Hill Jim's dad, just saying.
I'd like to put Mazzy's phone number out there for everybody. It's 8675309.
Wow. Harry, don't dox Maz. That's horrible behavior. Okay, so the thing is that we just want peace in the valley. We've got to get you, William. I don't know why your cohort, you guys were like the Sinister Six, kind of like one of these supervillain gangs. You had some of the greatest names. You had Dave, the pickup artist, who you still admire greatly, a great guy. And you had, different characters, but the gang broke up. And now even Jason Rojas is in the negative books. I can't see it happening. Before, he only had one nemesis. It was Rob the Wax. But now his circle of dysfunction has grown to include so many names that are heroes to so many of those smaller children that love the vinyl community record collecting people.
Jason Rojas has manufactured his own enemy in me. 100% responsible.
I've never publicly shown photos of people's families. I'd never do that. You did that, William. Shame on you. This is coming from Springfield.
Hey, you know, if you want to make excuses for shitting on my dead father, that was...
Yeah, but William...
Okay, hold on. AGK, who's been through this, let's admit, let's look at the AGK. You can tell he's been through a lot.
Oh,
AGK,
brother.
what's happened? What
No, I'm saying that...
it.
Okay, so somebody trolled your dad. Rest in peace. I'm sorry to hear that. But that doesn't give the excuse to out personal, like in public. Like you said, this person sent you.
AGK, dude.
No, you said this person. Don't interrupt me, please. Don't interrupt.
A year now. This is
don't interrupt me, please.
Multiple people.
Please.
Why don't you get chances?
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, please.
Okay.
Let's see how he does, William. And because I'm here.
Look, you're saying this person. You're saying this.
Aunt. Okay, here we go.
You're saying this person sent you personal photos of people in the VC, but from what I gather in that statement, you're saying that he sent them to you privately. He didn't put them out. He didn't put them out there public. He didn't put them out there publicly. Putting somebody's family out there public is a different story.
Photos privately. The fact that you're excusing that. What do you share privately, AGK?
What the fuck is that question? I share nothing privately. No, I'm saying you're missing. You are missing the point. It is flying over your head as usual. Things fly over your head, and you see what you only want to see.
You're making excuses for chance to dig up personal
information. Started out good this morning.
Put an end to that. And I had to make a statement.
I'm just saying that doxing is not acceptable, period. When you put somebody's information out publicly, that's called doxing, and it's not acceptable.
I technically didn't do it. All right. I technically didn't do it. All right. I was doing nothing different than what him and Jason were shitting on my dead father. That's ignorant to what I was going through last year. All right. And
I don't want anybody's dad shit on.
I don't care. All right.
Don't shit on dad. You know, we have a holiday called Father's Day.
Well, you know, unless they're into that, right?
Concert buddy echo chamber, but I'm actually talking to a lawyer right now, and we can.
Hold on. Hold on. I got
to hold on. Chris Hill.
Chris Hill, lawyer? No, hold on. Now let's all get together as a family. Listen. You're a beautiful soul, William.
Is he a real lawyer? Or is he play one on the VC?
We need too many lawyers involved in the vinyl community, and nothing ever comes good.
No. I'm sorry. There's no excuse to be going after personal information. Jason Rojas, I have proof that he has dug up actual address, phone number, sending me sexual harassment text messages. Ooh. Jason Rojas gets too many free passes from too many people in the VC. He's one of the freakiest people in the VC.
He's a good guy. Now,
I thought you two had a series for a while.
Yeah, you guys used to.
No, he has a series with Concert Buddy.
So this is kind of like Simon and Garfunkel.
I don't know. Maybe with your love life wouldn't be sexually.
No, it's gone beyond Simon and Garfunkel.
AGK, do you want to talk about your love life? Would you?
I have a quite fine love life. Thank you very much. I have no problem.
You know what?
Artie Garfunkel went to make those movies, and it pissed Paul off.
I got all.
Yeah, but not like
I got screenshots of all the.
Catch-22 was okay, but then he went off and did Carnal.
I can't even hear William at this point.
You know,
yeah.
Paul Simon said, "Fuck this shit."
Harry, have you ever shit on a fella's dad?
Hey, that's private.
Concert Buddy's a liar.
I was in a porno once.
Wow.
Well, you know, if they're into that, you know, that's another story.
Okay, well, William's saying there were photos out of his.
Call the cops, Concert Buddy.
Joey, you're so calm and collected here.
I don't want.
I'm glad you showed up this morning, Joey.
You are one weak individual. Chance, click the link and get up here, dude.
Joey, can you imagine if we were a band? Not you, but I mean me, William, Concert Buddy, all this. I mean, my God, how long would we last? Would we outlast the Eagles?
It'd be like Oasis.
Might be able to do a Sex Pistols.
Is that a Susquehanna hat? The Susquehanna Hat Company. I hate the Susquehanna. I tell you, that's
The
so good.
Susquehanna River flowed right next to my high school.
Oh boy, I
Right
tell
where
you.
the Susquehanna and the Shenango merged.
Loki Tio, is this true at all, William? I heard William ask the VC to buy him electrical equipment.
I've never asked that, and I've never even
Can you
asked
put
VC to
VU
ever buy
meters
a record
comment
from
up
me.
there about me?
Kiss my ass, Loki.
Okay, this one here.
Yeah, hey, 20. All right, $20 is $20.
There is that. I mean,
That's good.
it is what it is. Okay, Jimmy Barnes, who I love, is fantastic. But Jamie is beside himself with anger right now. William, talk about it. What's going on? William, you fucked up. You fucked up. I will do it in our English accent. You fucked up once too often. I sure hope you pass away. Your desk cog's find on a lawyer and give you a courtroom.
You're doing Scottish. You're doing Scottish.
I think he's Scottish. Before you kiss the throw it out. Before you throw it out.
I don't have the anger for Jimmy Barnes like he has for me.
I love Jimmy. Jimmy's a big name, and he's one of the best talents in England. Question was asked actually after Rob Walker, who's the greatest British broadcaster with content making. I struggled, but Jimmy Barnes has got to be my boy.
I think Jimmy's good, but I think you got to give a nod to 6 inch.
6 inch.
Hey, why don't we get Concert Buddy up here?
He does something
I've only got
very specific. He does something very specific. He doesn't show the same old shit we all show.
AJK is a beloved member of the vinyl community.
How quick he was to dismiss AGK.
So, Joey, here you are, a mild rock god. You come minding your own business. You do a thing. Hey, we're going to go on tour. Thought I'd pop by for a bit. And then it's the usual insanity and chaos. And so, what keeps drawing you back? Or is it like kind of, oh, I really regret coming on. I should have taken a little bit of, reconnoiter the joint first before I saw, because we're a family. Frankly, I'm going big on this.
Dysfunctional family.
We're a family in crisis. We're a family in crisis. And so I'm hoping that we can get the help and the healing that we all desperately so obviously need. Joey, take away.
No, it's it is kind of like a family. It's funny you put it that way. It's a
very dysfunctional family.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They ain't got help in 5 years. I don't think coming anytime soon.
The element of like predictability is sometimes that's attractive.
Sometimes it does have its appeal, but it's kind of a double-edged knife. You could fall down and cut yourself. But it could fall on your friend's toe, and then it's just generally a little bit of laughter. Your toe is stuck, the knife stuck there, and it's funny a little bit. I hope you're not in too much pain. William, I love you so much. I'm so sorry that the kids shit on your dad. That's horrible. Nobody's dad should be shat upon. Okay,
unless you're Concert Buddy, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, whoa. Where did this falling out of you and Concert Buddy? Did you start it, or did he start it? Did you just take an instant?
Who broke up with who?
Well, it really started that night on Surface Noise when he gave my fake account a wrench.
Yes.
And then that's kind of where it all started. He could just say, hey, sorry for being weird that night, and it would have been water under the bridge. But no, here we are like a year and a half later. Let's just shit all over each other.
Are you willing to put...
Is that on the OnlyFans?
I'm trying to figure out why Concert Buddy is even here in the VC to begin with.
He is because
really have a lot to offer.
He loves records.
Content for people.
I got to tell you.
And he's lying here in the chat. He's a pathological liar here in the chat room today.
Sweet, dear misunderstood William, there's no such thing as a bad boy. I want you to know that I've met Chance, and he's a sweet fella in real life. And believe you me, he's kind of buff guy. Like you wouldn't want
to. He wants to wrestle everybody.
He's tough. He's tough. The only way I could defeat him is using the power of my Indian blood. Oh, William, you'll appreciate this. I would Indian leg wrestle him in the parking lot. He wouldn't stand a chance because of my Indian native techniques of leg wrestling, which we're all raised with. I don't know if you knew about that. As a white guy, William, did you ever attempt any leg wrestling in Nebraska? For want of activities, I assume.
Leg wrestling? I would put the figure 4 on my worst enemy. There you go.
Figure 4. That's like wrestling,
Whoa.
right? Yeah. Did you ever have like a vision quest, like in the movie? Huh. Okay. Concert buddy is what we call a jock. He sure is. And he's a Nike representative. He worked at a thing and he sold sneaks. Let's go around the table because we only have 2 minutes, so we got to break and we got to clear the field. I want the table cleared. I want the dishes put away because we've got Marty in Oregon interviewing another rock god, and I love my rock gods, David Donnelly out of the UK, and it's going to be a great show. And I want everybody there supporting Marty. But Massey, what do you call running shoes? Trainers, runners, sneaks? What do you call them?
Shoes. I remember when I was in London though, I had just bought all I buy is the same thing. I think I've had 3 pairs of these black Nikes in a row over the last 8 years or whatever. And I just bought a new pair before I walked to London, and I was walking down from where I was staying near Soho, and this guy just walks by in a suit and he goes, "Nice trainers." So I don't know. I mean, there's a million people wearing the same fucking shoe. I'm surprised the guy said that.
He didn't work at Foot Locker. Chance was the guy that the Foot Locker reps would talk to. He was a Nike rep. Like,
yeah, we don't call them trainers in the U.S. as far as I know. But
you call them trainers in the U.S.
Do you?
Okay. Yeah, but depending on what quarter.
I'm a novice.
Big country. What are you in Hoboken? You don't know what they're doing out there, Joey. What do you call it? Your basic running shoe?
All my life I've just called them tennis shoes.
Tennis shoes. You see, remember the movie Kurt Russell, the computer that wore what? Tennis shoes. So that is a very euphemistically used American term. Educate, we know that you reside in Toronto, Canada. What do you call running shoes for you?
Running shoes.
Running shoes is the word.
Running shoes, yeah, for sure.
Harry, I know I'm going to get a different response from you. You've lived such a varied, colorful, and almost disproportionately great lifestyle. And you've been exposed to all sorts of canvas-worn type tennis shoes.
Yeah, I always wore the high-top Converse. We call them sneakers.
Sneaks or sneakers. Did you ever go short? Like, hey, can I borrow your sneaks?
No.
Okay, just throwing that out. Thought you might have. Okay, William in Nebraska. Let's go. What kind of tennis shoes, sneaks, runners? What?
In the summer, I just wear flip-flops. I don't like wearing socks and getting all,
Yeah, but if you were forced into say it's a pickup game of basketball and you got to play with basketball, what kind of shoes are you going to be wearing when you're playing basketball?
Basketball.
I'm freaking my Air Max 1s.
Air Max
95s.
All right, Air Max 95. And are they a type of running shoe or kicks? Pumped up kicks?
For me, they're just kicks, but they are technically a running shoe.
Weren't kicks KIX?
Okay. One last comment, then we're totally breaking. This is it. I love all the guests. I want to thank especially Joey Callio, rock god. Anytime we get him, Donnelly, all these rock guys, Angelo Gelli, love him. And that is so great. Mazzy, Norman Maslov, AGK, Vinyl and Music Life, respectively. And of course, Harry of Harry's Music Room, and of course, the inimitable, the unequaled William of Pumping Vinyl fame. William once accused Johnny Barnes of butt kissing for appearing on your panel. Rachel, can Willie please explain himself? William, take it away.
Okay, well, we got in the chat today, we got Jimmy Barnes, Concert Buddy, Spring Hill Jim, Jason Rojas under his Trumping Vinyl account. Well, I've just been sitting here.
Which account will you be using today,
we got 4 butthurt VC member trolls here, and I'm just sitting here chilling. So, like I said, if you don't have any haters, you must not have anything going on for yourself. Oh, yeah, no, Concert Buddy, I'm really jealous. I'll trade you a full long box of Northern Soul for your fucking Michael McDonald record, dude.
Okay, nobody likes Michael McDonald. That's hitting kind of low. All right, everybody, thanks so much for being here. Everybody go out and get your 7-horse tickets. It's an expanded show. It's a bigger band. They're doing it all. You want to hear great songs from 7-horse catalog done in a way that you've never heard before. Bigger, brighter, larger, and everything bigger.
I have one question quick for Joey.
Okay,
so are you primarily not playing bass on this tour?
I'm not playing bass at all. I'm
okay.
I'm going out with 8 guitars, basically.
Nice.
All right.
Wow. We're playing 7-horse and a lot of Dada.
You should have shared the great story if you want to share it about the missing guitar for an hour or for a day.
Honestly, I can't talk about that because
it's too close.
Okay.
It's too recent.
It's the
You
people
lost
that,
it, but you found it, so everything's good.
yes,
Okay. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
And kids, make sure you throw $5 my way. Sign up on the Patreon. Help me out. I like money. All right, everybody. Joey, thank you.